Hello and welcome back to Vets Play D&D with us, the University of Washington Student Veteran Life D&D crew. My name is Brandon. I'll be your host for your DM. And tonight we have our full crew with us. You can see right below me, Jordan playing the monk Regal Tetheala. Down below him is Liv, playing the intrepid rogue Andrew Arethi. Two rogues left or right, depending on how you're looking at it, is the cleric Aurora, being played by none other than our own Jesse. And Hunter has joined us, playing the wizard God Emperor Tim. And rounding out the cast is Sam, playing the ranger Bite Marks. Now, before we get started, I'm probably going to get copyrighted for this, but I have a cool thing I want to share with you guys. Aria, come here. Come here.
Does it copyright on your daughter?
No, it's not my daughter that I want to share. I want to share it with her too. One of her new favorite things. One thing we just got is called the ABCs of D&D.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Jordan, Hunter, do you have that?
Apparently, I have to show her
wondering.
outfit off first. Right? This is my child. And I got her first stuffed mimic at about 7 months old. And now we read the ABCs of D&D. And I figured we could have story time with you guys. So we're going to start with the ABCs of D&D. A is for adventure. Our journey has begun. B is for book, the source of all our fun. C is for creatures of every shape and size. Like that one? D is for dungeon master, who helps our imaginations rise. E is for enchantment, magic that helps us do our best. And F is for friendship, the best reward for a quest. Which is bullcrap, because we all know it's gold.
That's doobies.
G is for goblins, a noisy, mischievous crew. And H is for heroes, especially ones like you. Oh, poor Liv down there. I is for imagination. What's your favorite tale? R is hungry caterpillar. Oh my gosh, she's losing it. J is for journey, time to wander down the trail. K is for kingdom, let's explore, discover, and roam. L is for lost, so it's time to head home. M is for mystery, which can begin with a stone. And N is for nature, its wonders still unknown. O is for owlbear, which you won't find in a zoo. P is for planning. So what do you want to do, Regal? Oh, she wants back up. Q is for quest, an adventure we can share. Yes, I'm subjecting all the story time. Yeah, R is for Ravenloft, where spooky stories scare. S is for ship, let's all go for a ride. T is for treasure, the sweet stuff monsters hide. Almost there. U is for Underdark, where legends lie untold. V is for villains, either cowardly or bold. W is for wisdom, a trait most essential. X is for XP, how we unlock our potential, except in this campaign because we do milestone. Y is for yes, which all DMs should say. She agrees. And Z is for zeal, the spirit to save the day. The end. You say all done? Oh, she's taking her book and running. All right. I wanted to read her bedtime story to her tonight, so that's how I got to do it. So, night, baby girl.
I just ordered the ABCs of D&D
Right?
and the 1, 2, 3 of D&D.
That's the next one.
Do you have that one?
Not yet, but we're going to.
Don't.
Okay. Anyway, thank you. I know I subjected you guys to story time like you're little children, but I wanted to read a story to my child, and I thought you guys would appreciate that book too. So, thank you.
I loved every second.
I'm
I
glad.
love being treated like a child.
I'm sure you do things.
Sam, I can condescend to you anytime you'd like. Right?
It's really easy to do.
All right. Well, with that, let's get into some D&D. Not just the ABCs, but the dice and the actual playing. Last time, our players took forever to board a ship and start sailing toward the Shrine of Eternal Night. On the ship, some shenanigans happened. There were some people that had their minds melted, and then Aurora made a pact with her god to give of herself to heal this man's mind. And it worked, but in so doing, she lost a first-level spell slot. However, this individual awoke and seems hopelessly devoted. Hopelessly devoted to you.
What I lost in a spell slot, I made up in a husband.
Ooh, yeah, he is husband material, right?
Yeah.
And he seems like he's totally into that badonkadonk, that horsey badonkadonk, so got it going on.
Which one?
It goes for days.
Right. Now, in addition to... she doesn't have more than one badonkadonk, bro.
Yeah, I feel like this is like the
Exactly.
LaHoove conversation. Do you think she has two butts?
Imagine if that's what centaurs did look like. Like it was just like human cheeks stacked on top of
God.
a horse.
Yeah.
Butts on butts on butts.
The
horse
main
body
hides the
itself.
human butt.
There we
Oh my
go.
God. Jordan, do you think Ragnarok is a planet?
No, I think it's the end of days that's offset by
I know.
thunder,
I'm just
fighting off
kidding.
the hand. It's almost like I got a weird tattoo that depicts
I
Ragnarok.
know you know.
You picked the wrong one, Sam. Whilst all this was going on, our rogue Endra Rethi was getting down with her bad self, quite literally, a clone of herself, and there were some, let's say, pleased bleating, I think it was.
Bleats of pleasure.
Bleats of pleasure
yeah.
emitting from the ship. I award you inspiration. That was
Thanks.
inspiration worthy. And during all this, Bite Marks was making food for the whole crew to give Cookie a day off. And sticking up in the rear, Regal was literally pushing the boat because he felt like everything was going too slow. So he jumped in and, using his massive tree trunk thighs, propelled the boat even faster than the wind could. Then, eventually, the island came into view. As they drew nearer and nearer, even though sunrise had just happened, it began to become darker and darker, cooler, more quiet, dusk-like, until it seemed to be almost night as they approached, even though they knew the sun should be high in the sky. They approached about a half mile within a half mile of the island and met some reefs, so they had to jump into a longboat and begin to row to shore. All except Regal, who decided he would swim ahead, and got to the island a little bit ahead of everyone else. And he met a very beautiful young woman and began to talk with her. And she seemed very recalcitrant to allow anybody, or at least Regal, to come any closer to the shrine. After not getting the information he wanted, Regal learned the definition of F around and find out when he decided to take a swing at her. She didn't seem too tough, but her two big A sisters were pretty tough. We did make a mistake, though. Regal should not have been able to be paralyzed in that, so I'm going to allow him to have the opportunity to roll to stand up, but he never should have been paralyzed in the first place, so he's going to be able to get upright. In an attempt to get closer, knowing that Regal had charged ahead, the rest of the party sitting in the boat began to try to devise other ways to get closer to the island. Aurora cast a spell to make the water propel them faster, but even so, there was still a long way to go until Professor Geoffrey Guabinshorts reached into his bag and pulled out a tiny propeller hat, spun that propeller and stuck it in the water, and now, between that and Aurora's spell, our crew is flying towards shore, rocketing even, at a rate that is, quite frankly, dangerous. Don't worry, I'm not going to let you guys die. And that's where we find ourselves, with Regal significantly injured, with the crew holding onto a boat and rocketing forward, and with questions about what will happen at the Shrine of Night. Now, we are under initiative, and so we start with Aurora, or Endra.
Person.
And I know that because in my notes, which I tragically deleted after the last session, I wrote down the witty thing I was going to say. But it's okay because I remember it. It's not a witty thing. Endra, as we're zooming towards the island, glances up and peers over the edge of the boat, squints ahead at the island, and hollers across the boat at Arden, her new doppelganger, and says, "Hey, you think there's any island hotties over there?" And you told us last week that we were actually able to see them from afar.
Yeah, you guys are getting close enough that you can definitely see. You did not see that this is what the island hottie looked like, but this is what who Regal was talking to.
Yeah.
But as you approach, you see this instead.
So I can't see that, but I saw. Sorry. 1 second. I have some.
Take two?
I yell. No, hang on. What?
Wait a minute. Are you seeing something?
No,
different than that?
I accidentally saw it on the stream. I usually have the stream can slid off the window, slid off my monitor so I can only see the chat window, but I didn't at that time. So anyways, but we're all still on the other map, so we can't see. Anyways, can Endra see the body of the hottie from afar? Like, can we see that there are figures on the island?
Yeah, so you guys are getting really, really close. You guys are maybe 10 seconds out. So yeah, you can
Okay,
definitely see one of
Great.
these. And
How
two of
fast are we
these.
going?
Ridiculously
Very
fast.
fast.
Stupid fast, even.
Okay, so anyway, Endra hollers across the boat at Arden, "You think there's any island hotties up ahead?" And then her jaw drops immediately when she realizes that there are obviously island hotties up ahead. She gestures to them, trying frantically to.
Or insinuating that this is the island hottie.
We can't see them.
Okay.
I can only see their figures.
My heck, I am so sorry. I am now picking up what you're throwing down. Let's try this again. This is the island hottie.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that's an island hottie. Are you kidding me? Is that a joke?
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're into that kind of thing.
He is.
She's obviously banging.
I
Okay.
mean,
Anyways.
she's having relations with a snow cone version of herself, so
Oh. Just don't make it a yellow snow cone.
Don't kink
You know, what Endra and Arden get down to is their private business, and except when it's public in that
Also
hammock in
Tim's.
front of everyone else.
Mother me and tomato and called me a tomato.
I think
nigger.
I
Tim knew what he
think-
was doing.
I think Tim has a mental connection to it. I gotta check.
Oh no. That's not good.
If Endra finds that out, she's gonna be very, very upset. That's gonna really put a damper on her friendship with Tim. Anyways,
It's his first time doing it.
Was not even.
we've all been there. Everyone's first time is a little rough. It's a learning experience. I get it.
Okay.
When he comes back, I'm gonna dodge and end my turn.
Sorry about that.
Okay,
It's okay.
and no worries. Endra dodges and ends her turn.
Shocker.
All right, bite.
How close are we now?
You guys are. Well, let's see. Speed you're traveling at.
9 seconds.
It's probably about 200 feet.
Oh.
That's how fast you're
Good
going.
news. No mental connection.
Whatever you're thinking of, fight, don't do it.
Why?
Because I said so.
What if it doesn't involve me coming any closer?
I know what it involves, and it's you shooting a longbow from a distance and landing
Yes.
a critical. Don't do it.
Why?
Just trust.
Sam, you can do whatever you want with your life.
You
Sam.
can't.
Also, you can't talk to her. You're getting your ass kicked.
Sam, metagaming, don't do it.
Objection, metagaming.
I promise it will be worth
Also,
it.
everyone on the boat now has a mental connection.
Yes, oh, I'd forgotten that.
Yeah. Also,
Ooh.
once we are literally on land, I'm casting, not Hunter's Mark, sorry. I will be casting that, but I'm casting Pass Without a Trace on all of you. But remember that we have to be like relatively within distance of each other. I think it's 30 feet.
I could be wrong, but I'm almost certain you cast that on a previous turn.
No, I
Um,
said I was going to as soon as
Oh.
we landed.
Okay, I just didn't want you to have to waste an action. That's all.
Thank you.
You know
Yeah.
how it is.
I held my action on one turn for that. Thank you. And then I knocked a lightning arrow in my oath bow. But I really want to, Jordan.
I'm just saying, if you do, it might make what is intending to happen harder.
Sam,
But that is up to you.
whatever you would like to do.
Yeah, you
Do
whatever you
it.
It
want.
may not. It may not make it harder.
Do it.
Probably will, but go for it if you want to.
Okay, so because I'm a Gloomstalker Ranger and I can
Oh, wait. How far can you shoot?
900 feet.
She can hit.
Jesus Christ.
She can hit.
Actually, I think it's 600. I think I'm remembering it wrong, but it's not going to be an issue. I don't even have to get off the boat.
I know, that's not... Go for it.
All right.
She can hit.
I'm going to shoot my lightning arrow at Hottie lady.
Hottie,
I can't
parts
actually.
of her
Oh,
body.
I guess we can see the map now, can't we?
You should be able to. Is there anybody that can't see the map?
Hang on.
Did you say she's missing parts of her body?
Hottie
No.
missing parts of her body?
She looks normal to me. She looks normal, but she's just like purple and angry.
Yeah, it looks like part of her chest is actually torn open, and on the inside, instead of what you would expect to see as a heart, looks like a ball of some sort of energy. Some ribs are exposed. It looks like
Oh.
maybe a couple bits of flesh might be missing.
Can you point her out?
She's really high. Got it. Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right, so I will be.
Wait. Oh, she's got a rib
What's-
pussy. There's parts of her rib missing.
Not the rib pussy.
The rib
Are you good?
pussy. Okay, sorry. Jacked with that.
Jesus, Jesse. Okay, I'm gonna shoot my lightning arrow at her using the oath bow.
All right,
And
do your thing. Shoot your
Just,
shot.
but just before I loose it, just before I loose an arrow, I'm going to
Excellent.
say, "Swift death to you who have wronged me," which makes it, like actual oath bow. So, and it's 600 feet, Jordan.
Yeah. It's a spell, right?
No, it activates the oath bow when I say the thing.
Gotcha.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Should we try and hit her?
Uh,
30 to hit?
I'm sorry. Did you say 30?
I did.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. So it's gonna be. Hold on. This is gonna be a few. Okay. So it's gonna be.
Wait, is it
this
600 at disadvantage?
plus? Why would I have disadvantage?
Yeah, 150, 600.
150 is the normal one.
Then
600 is
between 150 and 600 would be disadvantage.
So hold on, because I've
You gotta
read
roll
this
for it.
before. Hang on. 600 is because I have. Sharpshooter.
Does that mean
Attacking
you
at
don't
long
get
range.
disadvantage?
Attacking at long range doesn't impose disadvantage on your ranged weapon attack rolls, and your ranged weapon attacks ignore half cover and 3/4 cover before you make an attack with a ranged weapon that you're proficient with, which I am because this is attuned to me. That's you can choose to take -5 penalty to the attack roll or add 10 to the attack's damage. That
That
doesn't
sounds
address
good.
the 600.
No, it did.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What's up?
Did it?
Nothing. I was just checking. Yeah. I was just
Hey,
making sure. I was
Okay.
like, oh, I see
Regal,
that.
if you want to message me, if anybody wants to message me directly, try not to do it on Zoom, because we've discovered that it pulls up and everyone can see it. I do have Discord open.
And okay, so that damage.
Now, lightning arrow, is that?
Yep.
Does it become magical? Is it a spell, or is it still a physical arrow that does lightning damage?
Spell is lightning arrow is a spell. So I should do the lightning arrow damage only. I'm sorry. So it's gonna be 48 plus the 3d6. So it's gonna be. Sorry, that's double roll. So 17 plus 4. So it'll be 21 lightning damage.
So as your bolt of lightning or arrow of lightning flies from your bow, you see it get within inches of her and then dissipate poof, across her
Damn
front,
it.
sending lightning skittering around behind her. Looks almost like there's a globe of some sort around her as the energy dissipates.
She's electric.
Okay, I'm gonna try one more time because I get that. Actually, I get technically 3 attacks on my first attack. And would you consider this my first attack in battle if we've been doing rounds before I got there?
You didn't attack before. It's your first attack in
Well,
combat.
it's first turn in combat. We've taken turns already.
Yeah, but you guys didn't know you were in combat. When one person enters combat, it makes
Pseudo.
the whole party enter combat.
Yeah.
But this is you entering combat.
Okay. All right. So I get the double for being a ranger, and then I also get the extra. Not the extra attack. Sorry, forgetting everything, you guys. There's a reason I get 3 on my first turn and then 2 every turn after that. Do you want me to try to find it right now?
Now I try to.
Okay.
I remember us
We'll
talking
find
about this before. I just don't remember all the details.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So I'm still going to use my oath bow. But it's going to be regular arrows now. So it'll be that.
Okay, that'll hit.
So 26 to hit, and then it'll be a normal strike, which will be this plus 3d6 because I did the swear, the oath. So it'll be total of 16.
So is that because you're using the sworn enemy thing, the mark?
No, I'm not using Hunter's Mark yet. The reason that it's doing that is because of the oath bow, because I did the swear on the oath bow.
Gotcha.
Like it
the swear.
activates it. Yeah.
All right, 16. That hurts.
Yay! Okay, I get
Yeah.
one more.
An arrow is now sticking out of her, what should be her belly, but it looks like it just kind of sinks into dry parchment almost. Alright, well, of course, 31 will hit.
31 to hit, so it'll be 19 more with a regular arrow.
She looks displeased. Quite displeased.
Okay.
What else you got?
And I'm gonna put Hunter's Mark on her, and that's my turn.
Mark, and what's your color?
Red.
Red. Okay. Alright, next this brings us to
Tim.
Tim!
How far out are we?
You guys are about 200 feet right now.
All right, I'm technically still casting that mind meld whatever thing, so I'm still doing that.
Okay. Is there anything you
I'm
say?
aware that you are now. What was that?
Is there anything you say to everybody with your mind meld?
No, I think I'm just finally aware that something's going on the beach. I was very focused on the mind meld.
Tim, what do your bird eyes see?
Tim.
Alright. Is that everything, Tim?
Yeah.
Regal, you.
It's Arden's turn.
What's up?
It's Arden's turn, actually. Arden gets a turn every time Tim gets a turn,
You are.
which means I get
correct.
another turn.
Oh yeah.
You are correct.
Arden dodges and then it's her turn.
Sometimes live.
All right.
Alright, what do you got, Regal?
All right. So, from the start, let's see. 1 second. I gotta add something. Okay. I think I'm good to go. So Regal stands up at that point, and he pulls out this item. Let me see if I can get it to actually show here. Displaying BTT. A perfect kazoo, because he had repaired the broken one. And as he pulls that out, he goes, "Wait, wait, wait, you motherfucker. I challenge you to a rock-off," pointing at the lady. "Give me one chance to rock your socks off." And then he activates his disco ring that he got right before this voyage, which does this. For those that can't see, the disco ring allows the user to create a disco light in the air with no permanent or negative effects on people.
There's now a hovering disco ball. You see the lady turn. Ah! The sorcerer's code prevents me from declining a rock-off challenge. What are your terms, and what's the catch?
Holding the kazoo up like it's an animated person. He's like, if we win, you must stop beating the shit out of me. And also, you have to meet my friends. Pointing towards the boat.
And if I win,
then you can take Tim back to your leader to be your little bitch.
do love a bitch. Fine, let the rock-off begin. I'm the hottie. I love metal. Check out this riff. It's super tasty. I'm the lady. I can do what I want. Whatever I got, I'm gonna flaunt. There's never been a rock-off that I've ever lost. And I can't wait to take Tim back to hell. I'm going to make him into... well, I'll make him squeal like my little Scarlet Pimpernel.
No! Come on, kazoo. Bring the thunder. So, I'm gonna alter my voice for the kazoo. There's just no way that we can win. That was a masterpiece. Listen to me. She rocks too hard because she's not a mortal woman. God damn it, kazoo. He's gonna make Tim her jello slave. He's gonna gargle lava flame. Unless we bust a massive monster mamma jam. Kazoo. Dude, we've been through so much shit. Assassinate assassins with my fist. Now it's time to blow this fucker down. Yada 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 yada.
Oh, you wrote all this. You're doing it all.
Okay.
You were doing it all.
Holy moly. Okay,
Come on,
Bard.
Kazoo.
When'd you
It's
become our
time to
Bard?
blow doors down. I hear you, Regal. Now it's time to blow doors down. Light up the stage, cause it's time for a showdown. We'll bend you over, then we'll take it around town. Now we've got to blow this fucker down. It's gonna kill Tim if we do not blow doors down. Come on, Kazoo, cause it's time to blow doors down. Ooh, we'll pile drive you. It's time for a smackdown. Hey, lady boss, we know your weakness, our rocket sauce. We rock the Casbah and blow your mind. We will defeat you for all mankind. You hold the scepter, we hold the key. Regal holds up the kazoo. You are the lady, we are the bee. We are the bee, we are the bee, we are... That's all I got.
When did he get a sentient kazoo?
He's been
I've
holding
had
on to
the
that
kazoo for
kazoo
like
for
2
3
years.
seasons.
Yeah. We all had
It's
it at one
sentient?
point.
Oh no, not y'all. You were the only one that had the kazoo, but when you died, he collected it,
Right.
and he's been
'cause
carrying it as
Vistra
a
died.
memento the whole time, and it's channeling his inner Vistra through the kazoo. So she lives on.
Yes, you were.
I believe it's the lady's response to her now.
You guys are super lame. Where's Tim? He's coming with me. And then taste my lightning jerk face.
No! Regal holds up the kazoo and it deflects the lightning, snapping back towards the lady.
And then I
Hitting
don't
her
know
in
where
the
the horn
horn.
is, but oh snap, my freaking horn! Oh no! And the horn is now smoldering. One of her 2 giant horns on her head.
From whence you came, you shall remain until you are complete again.
No! And she begins to morph back into the beautiful island lady. Which I don't know why I just got rid of the token. I need that. I would personally like to commend Jordan for coming up with a non-violent solution to this and writing this entire thing. That was fun. Thank you, Jordan.
Was this like a metagame trade-off you did, where like if Jordan humiliates himself on live, that
I
his
think it's
character gets to
hilarious,
live?
personally.
He actually
Is that-
volunteered to humiliate himself on live. I'd actually proposed. I'd had 2 different people come to me proposing ways to keep him alive. I had made it very clear to, since there had been an ability of his that we had missed that would have made it so the situation hadn't happened, I had even proposed an opportunity to kind of split the difference. He'd take half the damage he'd taken, he'd be up. He said, nope, I got a thing. And so he volunteered to do this. I love it.
I
I've
really
had this
respect that.
kazoo-
So
I've had
Regal
this
gets
kazoo for
inspiration?
So fucking
Regal does
long.
get inspiration.
I just wanted this kazoo to do something funny. Like, I've had it.
Remember, like
Mm.
every time Vistra used it, she like rolled the bad
Yep.
numbers and it like hurt
Backfire.
the entire party every single time.
Speaking of special items, I do want to remind you that you all have a special weapon. Don't forget those. And 3 of you do
Friendship?
have a magical ability that makes it so you can re-roll 1 die per day. Doesn't matter what the die is. That would be Tim, Regal, and Bob.
Oh,
Yeah, it'd been a
I
while,
forgot
so
I
I just
had
want to
that.
make sure you remembered. Tim, do you have a Bloodstone dagger, or sorry, a Soulstone dagger in your inventory? Because I don't think
Oh,
I
definitely
added
not.
it. Okay. Go to your.
I'm
Who
still
gave
in
that to me?
possession of it. I did. Wait, no. Did
Give
I?
it.
Did,
Give
did I
it
give?
to.
No, there
Give
were
it to.
2.
Give it to your girlfriend.
Oh,
Give it to your
sick.
soulless girlfriend.
I will. Once Tim is here, I will give him my Soulstone short sword.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
So, you guys see this from distance.
Wait, there were 2.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, there were 2 soulstone daggers in total. No, there was one
There's
dagger.
one
I thought
Okay,
there
Soulstone
was.
dagger.
I gave
Oh,
you a
sword and a
rapier.
dagger.
I gave you a rapier.
That's what I
and
thought.
a dagger. And
That's
I
okay.
still have a short sword, which I can give to Tim if he would be open to it. Obviously, he doesn't
Perf.
know about this at present. But
What did you give to Aurora?
I have a
longsword.
longsword. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, you guys don't see exactly what's happening, but you hear this voice emanating from Regal that sounds a little bit more rich, a little more vibrant than you've ever heard him sound, even when you've heard him humming in the shower, right? It's almost as if he's a half elf possessed, right? And this very quiet,
20.
it's very soft but beautiful, feminine voice coming from an instrument or a thing he's holding that is also just it fills you with peace and with like warmth. And you heard the awful cackling but strangely enticing dulcet tones of the island hottie as she retorted. And then you see her screech, and her body starts to quiver and shake, and she shrinks a little bit and slowly lowers to the ground and looks down at her flawless skin in confusion. What? What is this? Her 2 sisters, who look like this, kind of step back, very confused, unsure of what to do, looking to the island hottie for guidance. And about that time, you guys make sure. What?
I just.
What have you done to me? What is...
Regal, what did you do to her?
I harnessed my other self. Regal thinks back to a time where he remembers a winter adventure where he may have been an elf.
Do you want a cigarette?
No,
Okay.
I don't smoke. Purity of
How
mind.
about you, ma'am?
Who are you people? What are you doing on this island? You're not meant to be here.
Tim?
And as you guys make landfall, you see around you what looks like ruins. Directly to is right now you're north in this direction. You see a very large structure that is made from old stone with moss interwoven into it. A very large, grand entrance, double doors in stone, but the doors themselves seem to be almost rotted off. Pardon me. Everywhere around it you see these torches that have purple flame, a deep, rich purple flame that seems eerie. It has almost a haunting quality. To your right, there are these structures that look like they're a mix of old ruined outbuildings that might have belonged to this temple at one point in time, and some ramshackle structures that are a little bit larger. Again, everywhere you look, the only light sources are from the sky, which the sun looks almost like a moon at this point, so faint, and these purple torches that just fill you with a sense of unease. She looks, what? You're not supposed to be. None of you. My mistress will not allow this.
Arden elbows Endra and is like, yo, this lighting is kind of vibey, huh?
God.
What?
Are you sure you're not a bard?
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't turn down an opportunity to multi-class, but it's too late now. We're nearing the end. Endra kind of naturally went that direction.
I would say
Tim wants
so.
to
Yeah.
investigate the source of all the magic here.
Please,
Specifically the
roll Arcana.
torches.
And yes, Joey, we did settle on satisfying Jordan's kink. It just made everybody happy. With that nat 20, or I guess
Not nat.
natural 20, but effective 20 Arcana roll, you can tell these torches, they're a hole in the world. There's no, you don't feel them as any element. It's almost as if the energy coming from them is coming from elsewhere. It
Like
reminds you of
a different dimension.
It reminds you a lot of this one time when
God damn.
this one time when you encountered this, I don't know, portal type thing. The energy feels very similar, but harnessed slightly differently.
Okay. I can see into the ethereal plane within 60 feet if I choose to, so I'm gonna choose to do that.
Okay.
Do I see anything else interesting?
Nothing really interesting except where these torches are seem to be, I mean, to your knowledge, to like your human knowledge, kind of like almost like a wormhole connecting it to somewhere elsewhere, just sucking energy into another plane and delivering energy from said plane.
All right. I'm gonna speak cyclically to everyone to tell them what I see. Regal doesn't get this because he wasn't there. So, Andra, Aurora, Guabi, and Bite get to know what I know now.
Bob and Shorts, they can reply to you telepathically, correct?
Yeah. It can be full on conversation.
Bob and Shorts doesn't remember this or doesn't realize this or doesn't care, and it says, yes, good observation. It seems to be, it's like an anchor. Yes, an anchor.
I'm gonna tell Andra that maybe if things pop off, you should stab one of them with it.
What? Stab one of whom with what?
I don't know,
Andrew
these things look
replies.
these things look pretty like trying to kill us. And so if things pop off, just grab a torch and stab it. Maybe we'll just get sucked in. I don't know how this works. Or I can guess how it would work. Tim guess if that would work.
Anders, she gets it. Okay. Also, I have a question. Are we all psychically connected to one another, or just each one of us to Tim?
I think
Good
it's
question.
all to each other. I'll
Okay.
check.
Because that'd be very cool if it was all to each
I'm
other.
gonna need
That's
to
awesome.
not know what Endra is thinking lately. I'm not gonna lie.
Is
not
it
like
optional?
It's not like a. Yeah, it's optional. It's not like a.
It's like
faucet,
a-
You only
you-
share the thoughts you want to share. Okay.
Yeah,
Turn it
it's
off,
It's a
like
turn
faucet.
it
You
on.
can turn it on and off.
It's
Okay.
like a sipper walkie-talkie, right?
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can turn on and off.
It's SipperNet. We're good.
Okay. Each creature to
Stop.
all the others. Okay, got it. Excellent. Okay. Cool. Endred's feeling bold. She's gonna approach the island hottie cautiously. Arden hangs back.
She raised her hand. Step no further. I cannot have your taint upon me. Who's taking titles down tonight?
I am. I have been. Wait, Jordan is too. We're gonna have like a million titles again. Okay, hang on. No, never mind.
I will
I'm
not
gonna
have
stop.
your taint upon me.
I'm gonna stop taking titles and leave it up to Jordan, and I'll send what I have at the end of the session. Ender stops in her tracks. Is it mossy here or crunchy?
We'll go with, I mean, it's kind of grassy-ish.
Okay. She feels her hooves sink a little bit into the mud as she stops in her tracks. She turns around and kind of like glances back at her furry behind, wondering like what's so wrong with her taint. Like she's pretty sure it's fine. Like
Lick clean.
pretty standard stuff back there. Anyway, is she standing, or is she like, did she like collapse after her
She
rock
is
off?
currently standing in the nude. She has no
Oh.
clothes anymore because they fell off. They're puddled at the ground below her. So you see her in all of her glory, and it is glorious. All the curves in all the right places. She's got a donk, and she's got everything else that one
A
would
donk?
want. She got a donk.
He has a donk.
Yeah,
Does she have a taint?
Aurora has the badonkadonk because she's a horse, so she's just got a donk.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Children, please go to bed.
If anybody's letting their child watch this already, like, no.
It does say it's a mature one.
It does.
So.
I
And
very thoughtfully mark every YouTube video not for children.
I do too. And just
Very
as
smart.
a caveat to all of this, because I did not say this, so excited about the book, the views expressed by the individual in the streamer express the views of those expressing them and have nothing to do or nor do they reflect the views, ideals, or values of the University of Washington, the VA, or veterans at large. Carry on.
Yeah, so Andrew like looks her up and down, very like obviously, brazenly, if you will, and is like, "What are you doing on this island?"
She tries to hide nothing, rather she faces you full on, hands resting at her sides, unafraid and unashamed. She says, "This is where I live. This is where I serve my mistress."
Andrew like kind of tilts her head back at Arden and is like, like they're chilling. They're like, you know how it is. Your mistress.
Yes.
Oh, like when you like glance over at your buddy, like you like, because something was like there was like an innuendo. You do know how it is because we all do it to each other right here all the time on this here screen.
Fair enough.
Anyway, Andrew's like, your mistress, it's not the first time I've heard about some kind of like all-powerful mystery lady. Tell us more, please.
She who will usher in eternal night. She who will this plane and she come. Damn it.
Yeah, she will. Andrew says that out loud.
None.
Brandon, are you okay? Is this
Hear
like a
Tim's
cry
voice
for
and you're
help?
back on
or-
track.
It's not. It's not. It's
Just making sure. You're usually very good about thinking of these things before they slip out.
yeah.
Random
I'm
question.
tired, man. I'm tired.
Brandon, do you just have like a bookcase that is completely not in the
Okay,
correct
so
position?
by the way, forgive the room.
Your bookcase is running away.
This was the office/craft room, but we've now packed everything up out of here, and it's moving down to our bedroom, and our bedroom is moving into this room because we just get into the room next to this room, and we didn't want to be across the house and downstairs while she's upstairs. So we're in the process of moving everything in the house that we just moved in.
Let me know if you need some help.
Appreciate it. Anyway,
Cool. So Tim just reminded Andrew to get back on track psychically, and Andrew's like, yeah, right, got it, sorry. And so Andrew's like, so listen, yeah, we've heard lots and lots from a bunch of different, villains or whatever, about how, she who shall not be named is going to usher in the dark. Everybody's been really ambiguous. Can you just tell me what is it that appeals to you about the concept of endless night? Why do you serve the mistress? I'm open.
Tim,
I'm open
check
to ideas.
Can Tim check if these people are from this like dimension?
you have a spell for that?
And no, I feel like if I can see them in front of me, I feel like I'd be, oh, this is native to our plane. This is not native to our plane.
You don't feel anything otherworldly from them?
Okay, so it's native to the plane of existence.
They are.
Okay,
No, you
never
cannot
mind.
banish them.
okay. I was just checking.
She
I play Pot of Greed.
she seems quite moved by your apparent interest in her mistress and intrigued by it, and she obviously loves to speak of her. Well, what interest about the night? When do we find our great peace? When do we rest? When do we give up the fight? Let ourselves. When do we find our all in the night? Eternal, blissful. She brings it. Here she bestows blessings. Follow her. Wealth, power, peace, whatever they stand in need of, they're willing to sacrifice. But you are already tainted. You have been touched by others, not be. She won't stand for it.
Tim.
Neither will.
Tim's gonna psychically suggest to everyone, hey, distract the other two real quick.
Okay. Meanwhile, while they're distracting the other two, Endra's gonna act like very offended. Tainted by others feels like very shamey for no reason. I don't really know what you mean by that. What's in my past is none of your business, frankly.
It is my
and that was
business. You've come to the house of my mistress. Bring their light. Fought
Endra
for them.
cannot contain her laugh when she says the house of her mistress. She snorts is like that thing. Right. Okay. All right. I think I've heard enough. That was not a very. You should work on that pitch. It was not very compelling.
It wasn't meant to. Asked a question I gave. Those who come here seek advancement of death, not find advancement. I give you this one chance.
Here.
I give you this one chance. I do not like
mental meeting.
Meeting of the minds.
Okay, Endra's like obviously zoned out, having a mental meeting.
Can we just go like all deadpan? Maybe start drooling a little bit.
Regal
While
is just dancing right now.
mental
Tim
meeting.
says, I want to try to suggest her to show us to her mistress. If you guys can distract the other two, threateningly.
The little flying demons.
They're not.
Yeah,
little.
yeah.
There's nothing
Okay.
little about them. One of them, when they stepped out of the woods, the ground shook. They tower. They're about 9.5, 10 feet tall.
Short
And one
kings.
of them,
Perfect.
One of them kicked the living
Short
crap
kings.
out of Regal.
Regal's anus.
Backup plan. Aurora. If we can get them all within 10 feet of each other, you and I can drown them.
Can I drown them
glad
in
I did you.
locusts? I've been really wanting to.
No, in water, but you can
It's a
probably throw
spell?
locusts in if
Okay.
you want.
Wait, we can't hear you.
Sam.
So,
I can't hear you.
how's that
Wait.
sound?
Oh wait, okay. Let's try to trick them into like trying to see their reflection in the water, like that fable situation.
What?
And then
Tim has no
Sam,
knowledge of
We
this.
can't hear you, Sam.
No, we really can't hear you.
What? Okay, is that better?
Yeah, you had.
There,
to
I'm an
yeah, it's
idiot.
working.
I double muted. So with the water
go
situation, are
full
we
mute.
all gonna be right? I went full mute. You never go full mute. Are we all gonna be underwater?
No, just them. It's like they'll be
Okay.
in a cage too, so it'll be like it's gonna be pretty graphic. I'll be honest, but I want to trick them first. So
What?
let's.
You
I don't
see-
like water stuff.
You see Endra's little fawn tail twitch at the mention of a cage.
Oh my! And with
Oh.
that thought that I just accidentally caught a whiff of
So-
via our tele.
So if everyone can try their hardest to distract the other two, we can probably get out of this in like a sneaky way.
Endra's gonna ask do you want me to keep working this angle with the island hottie?
She doesn't seem too receptive.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
if
but
it's working.
Endra's like, no, I have an idea. I have a plan. It's gonna be fine. Don't even
Go
stress.
for it. But I need to cast a spell, so block, make a wall in front of me or something. I don't know. Just
Bob and Short.
Like a
What do you
Make a wall.
What do you need for me to do? And do with Bob and Short's
if you
voice.
can just stop their vision from seeing me, so they don't see me cast a spell on their lady.
I could cast non-detection on you.
You can cast blindness, deafness. But that might be a little aggressive.
Yeah.
That might be a little aggressive.
I think she'll notice something's wrong.
I could cast
I can-
fast friends, and we could just make them our friends.
Well, that's why I'm gonna kind of do a similar. I'm gonna kind of do a similar thing.
I thought we were gonna drown them in water. I thought that was
No, that's a
plan.
backup plan. That's
oh,
like plan B.
Okay.
How about wind wall? You want a wind wall?
I want never.
No.
Or
You want
Wonderwall.
wind wall
This
filled
whole
with
time,
locusts?
are we just not blinking and like drooling?
Yes. We're like, it's like recharge mode for robots. Do you want me to cast disguise self on you?
Honestly, if you just like throw up a bunch of dust or something in front of their face, like
I know.
accidentally.
Greater
They're
invisibility.
moving in.
I cast greater invisibility on you.
Subtly.
Oh, how long has
Yeah, all I have to do is like barely touch you.
Okay.
Okay, so I've cast greater. Let me show you what it does. Ooh, if I can.
What is wrong with you people? Why aren't you moving?
Endra steps
Tim.
out of it
And I
because
just,
she's
like, barely
already
go
heard
like
enough of
that.
the plan. And Arden is gonna approach Endra and put her hand on her back and kind of like address Island Hottie and be like, I'm really sorry. This is my sister, and she has a lot of religious trauma. It's not her fault. It's like, you know, she had a bad relationship with her mom, and then we had like this aunt, and the aunt was like,
Where did the
hella
Birdman just
wild about her.
disappear to?
What?
Can Tim roll stealth to be like, really?
I mean, yeah,
Okay,
you could
whatever,
roll
she
stealth,
knows
but you
that-
were just standing there in the open, and you all of a sudden just disappeared. So that's gonna be a little bit
I was in the
disconcerting.
back. It's dark.
We're standing in the open, and it was probably a
Ooh,
little
that's gonna be
disconcerting.
gonna burn that inspiration.
I'm gonna.
Because she shouted
cast-
that while I was.
Yes, because behind you, all of a sudden he disappears. She can't track him though. Where did he go? What is this?
Endra
Sisters, we gotta
and
fall
Arden
back
are
and
like,
flank her.
we don't know anything about that.
You hear in your mind,
likes to
gaslighter,
disappear.
gaslighter.
I'm gaslighting.
I'm gonna
Oh.
cast fear on her.
Okay, just really quickly, the one with the pink dot, Endra, is your doppelganger.
Oh, thank you so
I
much.
said,
I was.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna tell them not to cast anything because they'll see that.
Okay,
I
I'm
move
not
her?
gonna cast anything
Yes.
I'm gonna gaslight.
on her.
I was
Gaslight,
never here.
gaslight.
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
I'm up. They see me. I'm down.
Okay. Arden
Seriously,
and Endra start aggressively gaslighting. They're like, I don't know what you're talking about. There is literally no
Who?
bird here. I don't know a bird.
There's
Like,
some
I mean,
birds-
I am like
there's some
aware
birds,
of
like, up in the
birds.
trees.
Yeah,
You mean the birds
exactly.
up in the trees. Like, yeah, they've been disappearing. Like,
Are you
a
talking
lot
about
lately.
like a
Yeah,
big
I've been
bird?
really
Because like
noticing
you
that.
sound
Yeah.
psycho. I think you probably like took a hard fall
She waves at her
after.
hand, and you hear a loud, shaking, booming voice that rattles the
Oh,
island.
no.
Silence! As
Okay,
as
that's
the
a little
dust begins
dramatic.
To settle, she says, "I'm not an idiot. I have a fairly high intelligence score of 20."
How
If
about our
one were
wisdom
to
score?
quantify how
If one were to-
smart I
If one were to
was.
be able to quantify my level of intelligence, it is very high.
Um,
I'm not that stupid.
Tim's
although-
gonna
Go ahead, Tim.
Tim's gonna cast suggestion because usually people who are intelligent aren't wise.
Hold a second. 1 second. Before you cast suggestion, I did not give Bite or Endra an opportunity to roll persuasion.
Okay.
Thank you. And also at that same time, when she says, "Oh, I
Would
have
it be
a,"
deception?
It would be deception,
Yeah,
right?
hang on. When she says, "I have an intelligence score of 20," Endra tucks her hair behind her ear and goes, "Well, I have a dexterity score of 19," and like wiggles her fingers.
It
Damn.
fucks it up.
I can give you
She
something.
looks at Bite as if
Wait.
Bite's a babbling fool, but Endra, she starts to look like she's questioning herself. Like,
Okay, hang on. Arden gets to roll 2. There's 2 of me.
oh my god. Like, was there? I could have sworn that. Is there not?
No, I get it. It seems like you've had. I mean, maybe you were thinking of like those two. They're like big and they have wings, so I totally see where you could be coming from. I get it.
She looks back over her shoulders,
well, Tim-
and both of them start to look.
Tim's definitely gonna hide behind something because this only lasts for a minute. So Tim hides behind a very solid object somewhere.
There are no solid objects near you, but the nearest solid object would be this chunk of rubble underwater, where you have some buildings over the direction, or some very large bits of rubble over.
Tim books it for the large bits of rubble because this is not working. So large bits of rubble. Tim never existed.
Okay.
Alright. What was that stealth rolled? Okay, yeah, they don't hear you in your little flappy wings.
Jeez.
Okay. Keep
What is Tim?
gaslighting.
Tim is kind of like leading the mental operation here. Continue gaslighting. Is that the plan?
Should I try to make friends with her? This isn't Wait,
Endra and
working
Arden
well, I can try
telepathically
to
say yes
just-
in unison. They're like, our flirting is not working out.
Okay. Use some magical powers to make some fast friends, as one would say.
Yeah, Endra's like, we're clearly not her type.
And I don't think
Okay.
hand raising works. Feel free to just jump in and say things.
Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, with the whole like Tim disappearing thing, technically as soon as
Yeah.
we landed, Pass Without a Trace was cast and we're all still within 30 feet of each other.
That just increases the stealth, though.
Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
hella stealthy.
Did they even see him?
Just
So,
like
like-
unbelievably
But
stealthy.
pass without a trace doesn't make you stealthy, and none of you said
We
you
would have
lit all
been
the items
like,
with
you know,
stealth.
like the doodaloot lines on TV.
I'm sorry, the what?
How high in the air would Tim have to be to look like a regular bird?
Oh, boy, I really don't feel like doing any math right now. Hi?
I'm going
You
to
got to be high as fuck, bro.
I'm going to telepathically tell Aurora if this doesn't work, I'm casting fear on her.
Okay. I think good cop, bad cop.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Wait, is Tim planning
going
on
in
going
good
like
cop.
AWACS?
What?
Our air support.
Is Tim planning on being an AWACS just up there?
I'm just realizing that I need to be out of sight because I don't exist.
You'd have to be fairly high.
Okay, never mind. I'm just gonna
Hi.
I'm gonna hang out back here for now. But if push comes to shove, I'm ready.
All right.
Just,
Okay.
just
I'm
I know
gonna
I've asked
scoot in
before,
there.
but Tim have human hands. Sorry.
Oh.
Tim does have human hands.
Yes.
Okay.
He
He has human hands.
Isn't that freaky?
Yeah.
That's
He
terrifying.
looks like a completely normal giant bird, except he stands upright and has human hands.
Yeah, except I imagine none of us having human hands
Is
except
he,
for Regal. And even Regals are like
Robin Shorts has
Knuckles.
human hands.
knuckles
Endra's got
style.
human
yeah,
hands.
and
I have human
guava.
hands.
I know, but I still imagine you all without them.
Okay.
Why do you imagine people without their hands?
Well, no, it's not that. Like I have paws, they have hooves.
Why'd you cut
Regal,
off his hands, Carl?
Regal has the knuckles. Tim has wings.
All right,
and hands.
Anyway, I believe Aurora was about to do
Uh-huh.
something.
I was. So I'm gonna kind of slide in there and be like, "Oh, excuse me, I haven't introduced myself yet."
I yell out,
Uh,
"Stop!"
Don't step
I
any
don't know.
closer.
Tim has something for this.
But I thought we already agreed on fast friends. Too late. I'm going.
Tim realizes that he has a better score than you on this.
That's all right. She's committed.
Okay,
I'm
never
committed
mind.
to the bit. I can't just zone out halfway through the
I have
conversation.
mental. Okay, never mind.
We'll just okay. I'm Aurora. You must be the lady that emitted the beautiful voice that I heard on the shores while we were paddling in.
She just looks at you.
Hold out my hand.
I cannot touch you. I cannot have your taint upon. I'm committed. I have to say it. I have to say it.
Why not say filth?
Well, good thing it's
I'm
my
already
hand.
committed.
No, call it something other
No.
than taint.
Can
Yeah.
you just say I
Don't-
can't be tainted by you?
Don't
That's a
touch
little.
her with your taint.
Tainted love.
Tainted love.
Yeah. Well, good thing it's my hand and not my taint.
Oh.
Okay, I'm casting.
She takes
And
a
now
step
I'm
back. and
casting.
gets
Wait.
Title.
Tim just realized something cool. Everyone shut up and. No, sorry, not everyone shut up. Tim says that, but
I'm turning
Distract
off
her
my
for a
faucets.
minute. distract her for a minute, and Tim is going to cast Magic Jar.
Okay, Arden rolls performance because she's the one who's wearing the sexy, outdated garments right now. It's the only
Oh.
thing she has to wear. She
And
starts
I
doing
am-
a sexy little dance.
I'm gonna not try to help this time. I'm gonna let you do the persuading and the
Tim, why'd you roll a
Yeah.
charisma save?
Ooh, I'm gonna
Oh,
try.
is this person a humanoid?
No. I mean,
What?
No, never mind.
they're
Tim.
humanoid. They have a human form, but they.
Would they be able to be possessed as a humanoid?
Second.
Sounds like Fast Friends is back in session.
I think Aurora should be allowed to at least finish her try.
I think so too.
I know Tim is
Yeah, I agree.
micromanaging.
If
This whole
anyone asks
situation.
Arden why she just like spontaneously started dancing like that, I was just moved by the spirit of
Oh yeah, is the
The
disco
Of
ball
the
island.
still?
taint. Moved by the spirit of the
Listen.
taint.
If you have Tim in your head, you're gonna be micromanaged.
Well, I'm turning it off. Do we still have
no,
the
she
disco
does
ball?
Not, she's not technically.
Never mind then.
Is of a different.
Oh.
Yeah, Regal, is your
Uh,
disco ball still
Yeah,
discoing?
I need to know if we still have this disco ball.
It's been discoing this
So-
whole time.
Aurora, does your
Absolutely.
fast friend depend on
Uh-huh.
on a creature being a humanoid?
Not that I know of. It just says a creature.
Okay, then you go ahead.
Then
Tim,
I'm.
Yeah.
if that doesn't work,
Tim says
we'll work
go
on
nuts.
yours.
He's going through plans in his head. He's like on plan 6 right now. It's not working.
Okay. Yeah. At this point, I probably have zoned Tim out of my head. Okay. Is the disco ball still in the air, doing its thing?
That's up to Regal.
It's still dancing. It's doing its thing. Regal's just been dancing here because he has no
Okay.
idea what's going on.
Wonderful. So we're getting loose. It's a party environment. We're just
Arden
chill.
starts kind of grooving with Regal too.
Yeah.
We're
I
all
did not
dancing.
expect
So I'm
this
gonna
to
kind
go
of
in this
like shimmy towards her and be like, "Hey, I think we got off on the wrong foot." Put out my foot, a little trot, and keep dancing. How about we boogie? And then I'm gonna
We-
cast fast. Friend.
We put our right foot in, and then we put our right foot out. Is that what you're going for?
Fast
And I'm gonna
friends,
give her some
Take it all
aggressive wings.
about.
Is fast
Yeah,
friends
yeah.
a touch spell?
Verbal.
It's verbal. Wait, components is V?
What is the range?
What does that mean?
Verbal.
Purple.
30 feet.
Oh,
Okay, so it's not touch. So yeah, I guess you don't have to shake her hand. You're trying to do.
Oh. What do I say?
You tell me. You cast
Ye-
fast friends.
You did. You just gave a little spiel. You were like, let's be friends.
Oh, so it could be anything?
So-
Let's be friends.
So,
Let's break bread together.
I have to roll a save, DC 17 wisdom.
Yes, so... Okay, you'd have to get higher than 17 for it not to work.
Right, which die are we gonna need? We'll go with
Hold on.
green because I think
Okay.
that fits her. Nat 19, 21.
I make it a 12.
All right.
We can make her sing.
She becomes
Oh!
a fast friend. What exactly does that entail?
Hell yeah, she starts dancing with us.
We're grooving.
I mean, I'll get more out of her right now, but I mean later.
suppose
But
I suppose there's no
Right now-
reason not to enjoy the moment.
yeah, just let loose, let the
Um,
grooves flow.
How long
through
does the
you.
spell last, Aurora? I telepathically ask her.
Ooh, we got her for an hour.
And how am I able to throw saves?
Should I
or
like
is it-
roofie her?
Am I able to throw
I
any
think so.
saves throughout, or is it only if you command her to do weird
put the
stuff?
put the description in.
Yeah, let me see it.
There you go. There you go.
Alright, so you need to make sure when you cast a spell, choose a humanoid within range that can.
Ooh,
see
she
or
becomes
hear
charmed
you.
for the duration.
I say again, when
But it
you
has to be
cast,
humanoid.
When you cast a spell, choose a humanoid within range that
Oh,
can see or hear
no.
you.
Oh, I didn't
Uh-oh.
see that part.
can
oh,
we,
No.
Rewind time.
Yeah.
This seems dirty as fuck that she's not a humanoid.
All right, Tim cast.
All right, I'm not gonna
Ah.
lie. It doesn't make sense that she's not a human. I'm gonna say she's a human.
Just
So
like a-
we'll
Wait,
operate
wait,
as if she's
wait!
a human.
Before we do that, I have.
Are we
I have-
drowning people now? Okay.
I have
Dancing
a-
is way more fun.
I know.
Okay, so you can choose
Sorry,
if you want
guys.
to make this go or not, DM.
No, I am wrong. It is
obviously.
definitely humanoid. I read incorrectly. Bite, what were you saying?
Oh,
Are you sure?
okay.
Oh.
Well, I was just gonna do
we're dancing.
my what's it called, where I can detect every kind of creature within a certain distance.
That would probably be a great thing to do.
I know, that's what I was going to suggest. Primeval awareness. As an action, you can expend one ranger spell slot to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within 1 mile of you, or within up to 6 miles if you're in your favored terrain, which you told us we were, because my favorite terrain is mountain, underdark, and forest. And you said it was a mountain. You said it was a foresty mountain area.
Foresty Mountain Islands.
Yes.
Well, you cast that, and you feel like there are a couple of fiends and an undead creature very close to you.
Okay. They're fiends and undead.
Endra halts her grooving, but Arden is oblivious and continues to groove.
So it's up to you, Brandon, if you want to continue with the humanoid aspect or not
Since
at this point.
since you guys did that, she is humanoid. We can be fast friends.
Okay. Okay.
So that was my bad.
We continue grooving more and more intensely.
Yeah, so we're
She's
dancing, and I'm gonna be
slightly
like, "Hey, You know what friends do? Friends share mistresses with each other. Where might she be?
Go on.
Andrew chimes in. Friends introduce each other to mutual friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what she meant.
Yeah. What's more fun than one friend? Two friends. Show me where your mistress
Three.
is. Say in a commanding voice.
And at this point, 4 with Arden. 4 friends.
Give me your mistress.
Show me where your mistress is.
Tim Regal, you're both grooving?
No, there's
Wait.
definitely not a bird friend there.
Tim is still
Guys,
hiding.
crap.
The odds
Regal,
are
you're
crossing
driven?
out.
Do your hands like weigh you down? Are you like, do you try to do that, but like it's really heavy because of
No,
Your
Tim is
fists.
just running through
Your
plans,
fists.
going, you can't believe
I
this is
just
the one that
imagine
worked.
gigantic fists.
Wait, I have a question. So birds have hollow bones, but do your hands have solid bones? So
Oh, I don't know.
just like a weight.
Really heavy.
Because of the punching.
So when you're flying, are they just kind of like?
Anyway, while that's happening, Arden dances around in Regal's vicinity and is like, "Hey, do you want to know what the fuck is going on? Do you? No."
Nope.
He says he's good. Okay, she keeps grooving.
He's just grooving. Love it. Tim, can you like incorporate him into your spell at a certain point?
Can I swing the rope to Tim and drag him out?
If you have,
Oh my
if you have-
god.
no, do not drag Tim out. Ignore me.
Do it with our new friend. Do it with our new friend. Ask her name.
Regal
What's
your
are
name?
doing like a traditional disco dance with art.
Tim says if you have 10 minutes, I can include Regal in this, but I don't know if we have 10 minutes.
My name?
Yeah.
Hey, They called me Shaylee.
Well, let's use it.
Sheely? Andrew's like, "That's a really hot name, Sheely." She says it over the thumping music. Sorry.
Priestess. But since
That's good.
you're my friend, you can call me on. And she
Shaylee
tries
the
to smile.
priestess?
It looks very, very strained.
Oh, Sheely.
It's like you need to loosen up a little bit.
Beautiful smile.
I'm gonna reach into my saddlebag and get out some of the mulled wine that the boat people. Yeah,
Yeah, and I'll offer
That
her
he
a meat
brewed?
pie at the same time.
yeah. Sheila, you look like you haven't relaxed in ages.
Can't believe
Here you go.
I just realized you guys are gonna ask some questions, and I don't have. I think I know the questions you're gonna ask, and my notes are downstairs because my wife was using the iPad. I need to go grab that real quick. So 1 second.
We continue to groove.
Okay,
Fair
we're
In your
enough.
Feel free to
absence.
groove.
All
And
right.
while you're waiting,
wine that
you can
groove.
groove too, all the way to the fridge to grab yourself your favorite tasty
Uh-huh.
beverage, and we'll be right back.
Ooh,
I'm leaving you guys playing those so you guys can talk
groovin'.
to the people watching. Just
Okay.
Okay,
Wine
so
meld.
we're still streaming.
Groovin'.
All right. So what's the plan?
What did you
Um,
dress your doppelganger in?
Say, oh, what's Arden wearing? She is wearing the only other outfit that Endra had in her possession, which is the sexy, outdated garments that we retrieved from that crusty ruin.
Well, Regal will bust open his shirt a little bit, like,
Oh,
70s style
Regal.
Super V, and just like he's like just boogie into it.
Yeah, they grew more aggressively. Also, I have to tell you guys, I already told Jesse about this, but Endra's got plans to try and like maybe test out some funky new hair colors or something on Arden. You know,
Oh,
because she
Tim
can't
could do that for free.
for free. Sweet. Okay, cool.
For free?
Yeah. I don't know. You know, Endra's always wanted to know what she looks like as a brunette, but like the maintenance, am I right?
Okay.
And the benefit of having a snow cone doppelganger is that her like she doesn't grow or change. No
You should
root
go for the
upkeep.
hairstyle
Yeah.
right behind
She
you
can't get.
in real life. Live.
Okay, he can't do it right now, but
Like
What are
your
you talking-
cat.
Which one? What? The
Just
cat
do the
hairstyle?
cat's hairstyle.
He
like-
has bedhead right now.
Yeah, do that. Do that hairstyle with like
Just like
grays and whites and
big
blacks.
fluffy white.
Frosted
Yes.
tips?
Right now, Hunter.
Oh, can I do a show and tell for you guys?
Totes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So I am going to Fan Expo Denver this weekend. That's why I've been kind of just like out of it lately, is because I'm frantically prepping because I'm cosplaying the same character but in a different outfit. Anyway, ADHD strikes again, that wench, and I was not able to secure my tickets to meet Ashley Eckstein, the voice actress for Ahsoka Tano, because I thought that I had clicked submit on the order, but I hadn't. I just left the tab open.
Oh no.
But I was able to secure
Rough life.
tickets to get an autograph from Ming-Na Wen, who plays Fennec Shand in The Mandalorian. And so she's going to autograph my little Fennec Shand. Like, she's so cute.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really excited. And I will be in cosplay for that, so that'll be fun.
You're going to Denver for it?
Yep.
Nice.
I wouldn't go to Denver just for that, but my sister lives in Pueblo, so she's going to come up too.
Ah, okay.
So, double whammy.
Double whammy. Hey, y'all, just because of the AWACS comment, I wanted to let you know that a neighbor here in Alaska is actually an AWACS pilot, works at Elmendorf Richardson.
That's really cool.
I've never heard of AWACS before. I'm just a dumb
AWACS?
MP.
They're the big
I'm
a
ones
dumb
with
MP.
they're the disc, the big airplanes with the discs on top
They're
that are
the
recon.
airplanes that look like they have an umbrella on top.
Yeah, an umbrella on
Never,
top.
never
And they
seen them.
spin. What? What?
It's-
That's
Yes,
meaningless
you
to
have.
me. When you said AWACS, I immediately was like, I haven't had one in a while. Like, that's
What?
a wax.
No, you
I
guys.
never even
no.
saw one on
AWACS is an
JBLM.
aerial command and control asset where they are able to distribute information, do recon and surveillance, and be able to act as a communications hub and all that stuff. Right, Sam?
So it's a spy
I
plane.
mean, yeah, I call it the recon bird, but yes, all of that was correct.
we don't have submarines that
My
have
dad was
umbrellas
Air
on them,
Force,
so I don't
so-
get it.
I would share my screen, but you know,
I just
I think that would ruin the.
an aircraft to you, so
Wait, Brandon, so this
Alright.
person is a
I'll do this.
this
Hang on.
person is a
yes,
humanoid.
this one is technically. These two, I'm not so
Um,
sure. They're humanoidish.
Yeah, what are they
why not?
doing?
They're all humanoidish. These ones have been slowly just kind of moving around the edges of this group, kind of eyeballing you guys,
should have
looking
casted
around to
on
make
them
sure nothing
too.
else is
Okay.
going on.
I'm gonna cast.
Okay,
I'm
y'all,
gonna set
really
up my
quick.
magic jar.
Really quick.
AWACS.
Mm.
Yeah, beauty.
Did Endra and Arden
Brandon.
successfully
Look at
gaslight
Oreo.
those dragon things into
It's a giant
looking into
Oreo.
thinking that they might be birds?
They're confused. They
Okay.
don't have 20 intelligence.
Okay.
Oh,
I wanna set up
apparently
my
they have
magic jar,
22
Brandon.
intelligence. I hadn't. Okay. they're
What?
Smart. My bad. What about the magic jar?
I want to set it. I'm gonna imagine this whole thing's gonna take a minute, so I want to try to use my magic jar on one of these guys.
So your body falls into a
Is that gonna-
catatonic state as your soul enters into the container you spells material. While your soul inhabits the container, you are aware of your surroundings as if you were in the space. You can't move or take reactions. The only action you can do is project your soul up to 100 feet out of the container, return to your living body and end the spell, or attempting to possess a humanoid's body.
What?
You can attempt to possess any 100 feet of you. Target must make a charisma saving throw. On a failure, your soul moves into the target's body. The target's soul becomes trapped in the container. On a success, the target resists your efforts to possess it. You can attempt to possess it again for 4 hours. Once you possess the creature's body, you control it. Game statistics. You will gain your alignment, your intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores. Gain the benefit of your own class features. Okay, so you only get their stats, not their spells and abilities. Okay.
Yes.
If the
So I
target
get
has
my
any of your-
spells still.
Got it.
And they're banging Island Hottie bod.
Right?
No, this
It
is
is
the
weird.
weird one.
Oh, you're gonna put yourself in one of the weird ones?
Yeah.
Because Island Hottie's already our friend, so she's on our side.
Okay, that's
Yeah, fair
that's
point.
intense.
So I'm gonna be doing that, setting up my little magic jar for the next minute.
I've got a jar of souls. Of souls.
Exactly.
Mm.
Is it a rainbow
Okay.
dash jar? No, no one's familiar. Okay, you're lucky.
No.
Don't
A rainbow
Don't
I
Google
didn't
it.
hear what you
You'll
said. I'm sorry.
I'm googling it.
the rainbow
Alright.
dash jar. You'll regret it. Don't do it.
So, you guys, what were you asking, Island Hottie?
Mm.
Shaylee?
I'm gonna do Mindscape, converse with people. Now that like she's our friend now, she should do everything that I tell her to do outside of kill herself for the next hour. So should we get her to lead us to her mistress?
In a minute.
So-
Or okay.
I'm
Okay,
just
we'll
gonna
just keep the answer
suggest.
right
So
there,
it's
then.
not just if the service or activity might cause harm to the creature, or if it conflicts with the creature's normal activities and desires, they can make another wisdom.
Oh.
So there's a possibility she could become hostile to us if you
So-
ask her to do something too far outside the realm of normalcy.
Yes.
Ooh, like drink wine and
or like dancing.
I think you should just have her
Yeah.
tell us more about everything she likes.
Okay. Also, I have a question.
Yeah.
They also just become like non-hostile to you, right? So if we were all dancing and encouraging her to dance, that doesn't seem like we'd have to tell her dance. Like, seems like she would probably just start grooving,
That's why
right?
she's just kind of like
She's swaying.
she's.
Yeah, okay,
She's
we're
not
not gonna
getting
push
nearly
it.
as into it as Arden and Regal are.
But she seems
I
like
told
she's
everyone
letting her hair down a little.
the jar plan also.
Except for Regal, apparently. Hey, Regal, what are you doing?
Yeah,
with
Regal
this?
Dancing.
He's been dancing aggressively with Arden.
Yeah.
Is he doing punch dancing like from is that Napoleon Dynamite or is that something else?
No, he's just doing some traditional disco dance.
So I'm gonna ask. Let me write down her name. What is it again?
Shaylee or Sheely or whatever.
Okay.
That was Shaley, like Shale Rock.
Shaylee.
Shaylee. How long have you been on this island?
My mother
How'd you
brought
get
me
here?
here when I was young. I'd been marked, chosen, elected, servant of bring her darkness. Bless those who. I've done that for.
Did you like consciously make this choice, or were you kind of like inherited into it from your mother, or
Never a choice.
I don't know.
My destiny.
Right.
Ask her about her hobbies.
What do you
What do you
feel
like to do for fun?
Yeah. How do you let loose around here?
When we're not taking offerings, we read her
Kinda-
words.
What was that?
what
Wait,
kind of
ask her-
offerings?
Tim realizes that he's about to cast a spell, so he needs you guys to figure out the other two's names so he knows who his name is.
Did you say
Accidentally cast himself
supplicants?
into a rock.
Yes.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
ahead and look up that word now.
What are your friends' names?
Yeah. Introduce us.
Ah, got it.
These are my sisters,
Cute.
Bathsheba.
Love a strong woman. Okay.
Which one's which?
Bathsheba is on the left and Bathsheba is on the right.
So Bathsheba
Okay,
is up here. Bathsheba down here.
Has Tim spell casted yet?
It's almost a minute. I think there was one more question
Okay.
I'm trying to ask. That's a lot of
Sorry.
this going on.
Yeah. What kind of offerings? Is this like a
yeah.
sacrificial kind of thing? What is it that your mistress wants?
Those who seek her favor must bring an offering of blood and of prosperity.
Okay, like how much
What
blood?
are we talking about?
Wait, like blood and prosperity, or blood
Yes.
or prosperity?
Blood.
They must
for
bring of
prosperity?
life and of property, of that which was given to them and that which they can.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So again, I'm at, like, how much blood are we talking?
No. You must understand that everyone.
Is it
See,
proportional?
It is those who have the most should give. Those who have the least should give all they can.
Okay, Andrew's like,
Some gain her blessing, nothing more. A stone they found on the ground, offering of a mouse. Others,
I believe
well,
in tithing.
others it much more.
Oh, it's the creepy
ah,
smile.
okay. Andrew's like,
Girly,
okay,
don't do
I
that.
thought you meant like some of your own blood, but I get it. You mean like somebody else's blood. Okay. Still, this is like a
Accept
lot
it,
you're
though.
doing. Okay.
have an
All
offering
right.
for my mistress?
I
Sure
mean, you
she-
kind of like.
If you
Go
could
ahead.
renounce those who served before, cast off their light, sure she make an exception.
Okay, Andrew's like, frankly, I don't remember ever being in service to any kind of like a higher power. Like I take jobs. I think you got me all wrong. Anyway, Aurora's kind of like side-eyeing, Aurora, Andrew is side-eyeing Aurora, and then remembers they have a telepathic connection and is like, I'm worried things are gonna get a little bit tense between us, and I think you should take over with your new pal.
Yeah. Just have fun with your snow cone, Arden. It's gonna-
There's like, you know it.
At this point,
Has
it's been a minute.
Okay, so it's an 18 charisma save.
All right, and you're doing Rashiba or Bathsheba? Bathsheba or
Reshiba.
Rashiba? Okay.
Reshiba.
Which one's which?
Bathsheba is in the-
is 1, Bathsheba is
One.
Alright,
Oh,
so you said
swear.
18 charisma save?
Yeah.
I rolled a nat 1.
Rashiva!
Good
And we-
dice. Good
That's,
dice.
that's an 8.
We
A
know you're doing this.
D20.
Tim is now Reshiba.
Let me give you. Okay.
We can
Um,
hear.
Um,
Does Tim announce?
Okay,
Alright, go
now
ahead.
I'm roping him in.
and I still have that mental connection too. And that now Reshiba is struggling in a jar in the corner.
Tim,
Roping in
you
Rashiba.
write down some stats for me.
Do the rest of us
Oh, shit.
know
Write
about
down
and
some stats
see
for
the
you, too.
jar?
Tim never said
there
he
a
let
creature
you
I
guys
can just
know,
pull up?
so
Brandon?
I'd rather
No, I
don't
still
want
have
you to
mental
see
connection.
Oh, I guess
Okay.
as soon as you enter its brain, though, you know what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right, but like we know where it is
Uh,
and everything too.
Tim mentally
Okay.
conveys the magic jar plan.
Flash.
Because I imagine I'm still mentally connected.
I'm very disturbed by this. I don't like it. You know, you could do that like 9
go.
times and somebody still wouldn't die, right?
Um,
Oh, come
15.
on, guys.
Does that
What?
work for you,
Rashiba.
Hunter?
What?
Huh?
Never mind.
I'll just look it up on
Yeah.
D&D Beyond.
Um, And then you'll
as
see how much I
Aurora
hate you.
ropes Rashiba in,
I'm trying to rope Rashiba.
Andrew's like, "Oh,
Rash-
get it, Rashiba, get into it."
Yeah.
She's
So
hyping
Rashiba
her up.
starts dancing in a very Tim way. Imagine someone. The only dance Tim knows is a mating dance.
Oh no.
roll
The
performance.
ostrich?
To
Oh,
see
we've
if
talked about this before. The ostrich mating dance.
Wait, do I have its stats or mine
Yeah.
you
now
have
for performance?
I stretch my neck out for you.
to be its performance stats.
Oh God.
Because you gain its
I'll
statistics.
stretch my neck out for you.
I'll stretch my neck
My
out for
neck
you.
out for you.
Saving. Oh God, how do I do this? All right, so performance is based off of charisma, right?
It does not have proficiency, so you don't add a proficiency. But really, it's just gonna be a D27.
Okay.
That way you
Sweet.
smirked like that. You were like, "Oh, I'm +7 to charisma. There's no way this stupid jar plan's gonna succeed."
I didn't think it was going to either. 15 plus 7, so that's a 22.
You're
Tim
able to
Starts
dance-
doing his mating dance, but he doesn't have any
Yeah.
wings,
What's
so it
that,
looks really
wings?
weird. 'Cause he's trying to flap. What? Do I have wings?
I thought you just had wings.
Yeah, you
Why
have
would
wings.
you
Oh, I
not
do
have
have wings.
wings? You've
Yeah.
told
Oh,
us that you've
awesome.
been.
Dragon things. That's
You
why I
told us-
gaslit.
You told us
No,
at
I'm a
one point
pit-
that you were sitting on top of the clock tower in the middle of town and you had
No,
your
I'm a
wings
pit-
He's
closed.
I'm
but
a-
he's
Don't you
Rashiba
dare say
now.
the name of the creature.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, I'm a
Well, I guess you can
Rashiba
tell
now.
him you know now. But yeah, he is
I'm
talking
Rashi-
about being this.
So I'm
Definitely.
I'm that now, and so he starts dancing in a very bird-like manner that is not
Well,
native
he has
to
wings.
such a creature.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm
What
letting
does
everyone know, like,
Shiva
guys,
make of all this?
Shiva looks at
Yeah.
I'm Rashiba. I'm a pit fiend.
So
Check me
Shaylee
out.
looks down
Or
there,
Bathsheba.
kind of. Shaylee looks kind of sideways, but the performance is so amazing that all she says is, Sister, I didn't know you could.
Of course. Tim is marveled because now he can talk and he's never been able to talk before.
Oh, that's true.
You hear a
so,
minor.
but as he speaks, all you hear is infernal.
Oh. Well, Regal understands though. Regal gets it.
Rashiba here looks confused.
Which one?
Just
I'm
kinda-
so confused.
Wait, no, that's him.
Rashiba
Wait.
here, Bathsheba is here.
Yeah,
So,
and
I'm
Tim is
wondering
supposed to be Rashiba.
So,
Are you Rashiba? Are you
No,
one or two?
Bathsheba. I'm Rashiba, so I'm upper left.
Okay, so then you're moving there, and I gave you the wrong token then.
You want to switch them around?
I can just do this. Boom, done.
Okay. Perfect. So Tim moves closer and is very bird-like. He may kind of scratch the ground like a chicken every once in a while. And then he's mentally conveying, like, I need you guys to load my body up onto Aurora in like a carpet or something. Does anyone have a cloak?
Load my what?
My body is behind the rock.
Oh, because it's the jar.
You see Endra
Yeah.
abruptly stop dancing. She looks forlorn and disheartened, and she removes her cloak of displacement.
A blanket would work too. I think I have a blanket.
Oh, she puts her cloak of
She puts
displacement
it back on and starts dancing.
She's like, oh, just like, it was getting kind of hot is all.
Yeah, I have a blanket.
Wait, why
Like-
do we need a blanket? Sorry.
So
That part.
because I don't exist, remember?
Okay, so in your pack,
This is the jar. Okay.
On my body, there's a blanket. Wrap me in a blanket. Do not suffocate me, and load me up onto the horse.
okay. Endra is going to attempt to dance stealthily into the corner
Yeah.
where, ooh.
Rashiba is going to performance her ass off and do like the best Tim dance he can do.
Probably pretty distracting to them while Endra's sneakily dancing back into this corner and ushering Aurora.
Yep. Okay, we're backing up.
He casts his hands up, and you see little fireworks and sparks, and he's like,
Oh.
this is very exciting.
Woo!
In an attempt to distract and participate. Like, I'm helping. So let's see.
Endra says telepathically, that is helpful. Thanks, Bobby.
It's slightly distracting.
Okay. So how much does Tim
Squatty.
weigh?
Aurora.
Oh, not a lot.
Wait, how can we fit him in one of my bags?
He's just
Just
gonna be
load
like
me, like,
draped.
tiny-
He's gonna be draped
Oh,
over you, like
Got it. Okay.
Oh,
in a blanket.
I only weigh
Visually
80. I'm a wet blanket. I weigh 80 pounds.
Oh, and I
Oh.
have my cape on.
Wait,
I have my
friend.
cape on.
Oh, to
on
like
back or
drape
something.
over you.
Friend, where are you?
Oh no!
Rashiba's gonna
Oh,
Rashiba's gonna
Wait,
grab her
Shiva.
sister by the shoulders and dance face to face for like real like, oh yeah, we're doing this.
Okay.
Shiva.
Dance with
Shiva.
your sister.
nature calls. Be one
Uh,
In
sec.
infernal, you hear dance with me, sister.
I drink like a
so
horse and I
unorthodox.
pee like a horse. Just one sec.
Endra wraps Tim in his own blanket from his own pack and hoists him with her impressive strength roll atop atop Aurora's back, and then like shakes Aurora's cloak out over him to disguise him further, and then they dance.
And then we're boogieing back.
This is
I
the
boogie back.
weirdest
The dance
D&D
floor.
session I've ever had in my life, and we've had some pretty weird
Wait.
D&D sessions.
I also make sure you guys leave the jar there. Leave the jar
We leave the jar.
Behind the
Right.
rock?
right where
Endra-
it's at. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay. And release the jar.
Should we put some litter over it?
Do you want to should we cushion it?
So
Should we hide it?
can't see?
Yeah.
Sleeves?
No. Just make sure it's disguised. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
listen, if you put litter over it, only one thing's gonna happen with me around.
Are you gonna be?
Okay, Endra kind of shuffles some
Well, not cat
burns
litter,
around
silly.
it to hide it, and then boogies back on over.
Okay. Put some flagging tape over it so we can find it.
No, we know where it is. It's fine.
Okay. Guys, we only have an hour. Game plan, regroup in our minds. Should we lead her to our mistress? Do we need to gather any more information?
Do we feel like we're ready to meet the mistress? Like, people keep hyping her up, saying she's real intimidating. What if
I know.
What if she
we should
like
know her
is?
weakness. Wait.
Yeah.
So
Tell us more
what-
about. Yeah. Wait, you have any specific questions?
No, nothing. Tim is Rashiviing. He's trying to get used to his new body.
So
Where is she?
Shayla, I see you're really infatuated with your mistress. You know, she gave you like eternal life and freedom and whatnot. Sounds great. Tell us more about her. I'm really, I'm gonna pretend to be interested in this, in offering my blood and soul or whatever to this mistress.
Prosperity.
Yeah, I need to know who I might be signing eternal life to. Tell me more about her like quirks.
My Lady Bashaba.
Do you have any icks about her?
My Lady Bashaba, the goddess of trickery. She who
Can Tim roll
with her
We
Right
brothers.
on
own
that
the
name?
night.
She who
Okay.
works with her brothers to bring eternal darkness to our world, to bring it into their fold.
Bring it into their fold.
Who are her brothers?
Her brothers,
The trio.
Tiamat and Baal, of course.
I mean, I don't
Together-
say the trio because I don't know them.
Together, the three of them, they devour worlds, bring them into order under their firm but eternal.
Rashiva's nodding in conviction because she's trying to really blend in here.
Yeah.
Brandon, could you spell the name of the goddess of trickery?
B is in Bravo, E is in Echo, S is in Sierra, H is in Hotel, A is in Alpha, B is in Bravo, A is in Alpha.
Wow, that's-
Metagaming. Oh,
Go ahead.
we did kill the trio, right? So the trio are no more.
You killed the trio, but it's
Yeah,
almost
okay.
like the trio were in similitude of the people serving or something. Weird.
Can Tim try to convey
Ah.
everything he knows about those gods to the rest
Go
of the
ahead
group?
and roll religion.
So
If only
religion
our cleric
is
knew
going to
religion.
Oh, that's an
Wait, I roll
intelligence.
religion.
So that's going to be a plus.
My religion is -1. Oh my god. What?
Anybody who wants to see if they know anything about them, please feel free to roll religion.
What's the intelligence saving throw?
How
for
is
someone
Endra
who's
more
trying to do
religious than me?
intelligence?
Arden has to roll 2. Arden's not
Whatever.
religious.
No.
Here we go. Tim knows a lot about religion. He got in 26.
Great. Nice. You know a lot. What do you want to tell him since you
His
said you
god
had something pulled
emperor
up?
him.
I have nothing pulled up. I was just hoping to tell them everything Tim knew about
Got it.
the goddess of trickery.
Bashaba, the goddess of trickery, is known to be a chaotic, evil entity who delights in basically taking over people's lives, people's souls through deceit. She.
So I feel like Bashaba's definitely smiling on Tim right now, right?
But yes.
On our good side.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Bathsheba, the goddess of misfortune. I got two goddesses mixed up. I read this wrong. Bashaba is the goddess of misfortune, but her suggested domain is trickery, and she delights in bringing misfortune to others through trickery, to luring their souls to great heights, only to watch them tumble and fall, to build kingdoms up and watch them crumble, and then come in and scoop up the remains, play with what's left.
Any known weaknesses?
She's a goddess, so I mean she's one of the core deity of the D&D 5e world. So not that I know of. I mean, if you want to get really into the lore and stuff, there are some relationship issues with other deities, but
Okay.
All right, so Tim relays that to everybody.
All right. Endra tries her hardest to conceal her horror and dismay with dancing, but she realizes quickly that as excellent at trickery as she is, there's no way on God's green suit and all that she's gonna be able to out trick the literal goddess of trickery, and also she thinks that's really hot, which is putting a damper on her plans to defeat her.
Oh, I'm just reminded of no one out pizzas the hut, but no one out trickeries the trickster.
Yeah. But also simultaneously, Endra's a little bit offended that Shaylee did not like jump at the opportunity to try and recruit Endra. Endra is notoriously tricky, and I feel like you can tell that.
She can, but she also detects that you have been blessed by another set of deities who have helped you on your journey.
Not much. Anyway.
So she gave you the opportunity to renounce their blessing, shake off any ties to them, and join her.
Arden hasn't been blessed, right? Just
Arden doesn't
No.
have a soul.
Tim's gonna whisper an infernal to
she got
Arden,
sad,
like,
so.
these are some pretty good recruits, I think.
To
That
Arden or
dancing
to
is
Endra?
pretty.
Sister, you step
what?
your bounds. Remember your.
I'm sorry. Tim, he immediately goes on the ground and just is like beneath her.
Sister, stand up. You're acting a. What is God
Yes.
doing to you?
The dancing, my sister.
And stop.
Tim stops dancing.
So the goddess of trickery, I'm confused. Is Bathsheba the other demon flying thing that Tim is? But the other one? Or
Oh,
is that the mistress?
No,
No, that's not the goddess. That's a. Well, Tim, go ahead and tell him what are you in right now?
I thought you.
that is a pit fiend. Tim is now a pit fiend.
Okay.
Very nasty creature. Servants of hell. Very high up in the. They attend the Archduke and Archduchesses of the Nine Hells and carry out their wishes.
Okay.
So yeah, pretty rough person.
Where'd the other one go?
Where did she go?
Oh no. Hey guys, I think we're missing.
Tim's gonna ask,
Bathsheba?
where'd the other sister go?
About her duty.
The dancing distracted me.
She's gone about her duty, but you should be as well.
Oh.
I'll go find her.
Okay, I'm still really confused. Who is this goddess? What is the name of this goddess?
Yeah, 'cause I
I'm
thought it was Bathsheba.
Beshaba, the goddess.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Tim's gonna go after her.
So there might be confusion. Bathsheba is the pit fiend. Beshaba is the goddess.
Oh, that's
Okay.
They both take on names
Okay.
very similar to the goddess. Which was not intentional. I just pulled out names out of my hat, and we were going to talk about Beshaba, so it just kind of happened. So I apologize, but that's where we are.
Wait, Bathsheba is the goddess.
No,
Beshaba
Beshaba
is
is the
the pit
goddess.
fiend.
Basheba's the pit fiend.
This feels like Craig and Greg all over again.
We're just gonna do this. We're just gonna do this. All right. The pit fiends are named Rezi and Bess.
I'm Razzie.
Yes, Rezi and Bess.
Rezi and Bess.
Alright,
Shaba's
so-
okay.
Tim's gonna attempt to follow Bess's tracks.
Okay.
He's gonna say, "Good luck, guys. I'm gonna go figure out where she went."
Okay. I feel like our
Endra
plan is-
hollers telepathically like,
Oh,
what's the
wait,
range
no, I'm
on this
not.
thing?
Wait, no, I'm not. I need to stay within 100 feet.
Bless you.
So
Well, I
Tim's
think.
gonna be like,
Yeah.
"I should stay with you, shouldn't I? There's a lot of them. If things go rough, I should be here."
You know I can. I am what I've become.
I know.
Be
I know.
calm.
You're just my sister, and I care about you.
No.
What is wrong with you? Oh, hold on a second.
I feel
Roll
like.
deception real quick.
Oh no.
Okay, so deception is based on
Be yelling at Tim to just leave.
charisma, and my charisma does not change, I don't think. Let me check. Sorry, no, I retained my charisma.
I'm gonna let you know you need to roll above a 28.
Oh god.
I'm gonna whisper. I'm gonna mental cage everyone. I'm gonna talk to everyone in the mental blunt zone. So we're gonna drown her.
No.
Yep.
Can I
Wait.
get that roll just to see what happens?
Yeah. It's not gonna
There
happen.
was a chance.
There's not a chance.
I think we can get out of this. Wait, but she's. What's my spell?
Oh,
Just
sorry.
to see what
So I got a
happens.
natural 20.
Yeah.
So I got that going for me. It doesn't do
20.
anything, but 22.
Good well, but you would be using the charisma.
No, I retain my intelligence, charisma, and wisdom.
Got it. Okay, that sucks. Yeah. She recognizes that something is very off with you. That you are definitely not her sister, Rezi. Who are you? What
How
have you
can she
done with
prove
her?
it? I'm Rezi.
What have you done with Rezi?
You're
Recite the.
kind of.
Endra's hollering at Aurora, do something
Yeah, I'm
to
gonna say-
disrupt
No,
your
mentally.
friends.
Mentally.
Shayla.
Yeah, mentally.
Chill
I
out.
know.
Just wait.
Okay.
Yes. I will
Recite,
prove I'm Rezi.
recite the 5th verse of the 3rd mantra, Eternal Night.
Time to roll some religion, hopefully. Would Tim know that?
You would know.
Gwabby, help me out.
You would know of.
With
Let's see if
Gwabby?
Gwabin Shorts. Gwabin Shorts has researched this type of thing extensively. Between the two of you, Gwabin Shorts you are able to muddle together the 5th verse of the mantra. She looks at you. What token must our mistress?
Let's check this. Let's mind meld Gwabby. We can do this. We're smart.
All of your digging through religion doesn't seem to help you. That phrase doesn't mean anything to you.
Shayla, enough of this quizzing. It's been
Ender
a
hollers
weird
mentally,
night
it's
for-
Shaylee.
It's Shaylee. Sorry, it's been a weird night for everyone.
Stop.
It's the music.
This does not concern you. You have been kind to me. For that, I will not harm you. You need to leave. There's something wrong with my sister. Find out what it is.
Arden comes up
Can't
behind
you, like,
Endra,
tell her what
shakes
to do,
Endra by
though?
the shoulders, and is like, there's something wrong with my sister, and I think she can probably only be saved by the Mistress of the Night, so we should probably get going to meet her.
Really quickly, Regal, what's that insight roll for?
Does she truly believe that there's something wrong with her sister, or is she just suspicious?
Oh, she, based on the rolls, she absolutely believes there's something wrong with her sister, and she's trying to believe it's not actually her sister. Your deception check is fantastic. She hears what you're saying and looks at you and says, "What is your name?" To
Who's she
Endra.
talking to?
Endra.
Okay. Endra?
What are you
Arden
willing to
peeks over her
give?
shoulder and says, I'm Arden.
What are you willing to give to discover the secret? You have
Wait.
blood, wealth to it.
Endra's like,
Regal literally just empties out like 1,000 gold. He's like, yeah, I got money.
Endra's jingling her coin purse. She's like, I'm honestly ballin'. It's like stupid. I really.
If wealth is so easy, the offering of blood must be dire. Here, it's her.
Tim's
Nothing
gonna.
comes for free, and
You
she
gotta
will
sacrifice
not be
Arden.
robbed.
Endra's thinking that. She hears you yell out in her head and it's like, I
Uh-huh.
know! Shut
Yeah,
up!
but Tim yells in her head. She's not real though.
Sacrifice for humanity. Endra.
Okay, hang on. Endra's gonna roll performance, but honestly, she's already in the span of a day grown really attached. This is pretty genuine when a single tear rolls down her cheek as
Tim just
she
says, I can bring her back, dummy.
turns to Arden and caresses her cheek and says just wordless, and a single tear rolls down her cheek. And then she turns wordlessly back to
And slits her throat. Oh.
no, we haven't gotten there. I'm sure there's like, like a special table or something for it.
Right.
And follow me.
Then they
Sister,
hold hands.
Sister, grab the sacrifice offering.
All right, Tim picks up Arden.
Charlie, you can't slip up like that.
Starts like wailing.
Endra, follow me.
She's sobbing now.
The rest of you, wait here.
No, we have to. We go.
rest
We do
of
everything
you-
as a team.
Wait here. Only
Uh.
those who offer the sacrifice may.
Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice something.
Everyone sacrifice someone. Everyone pick a partner and sacrifice each other.
I'm gonna look at Guavi.
Partner up.
Just, but, like,
Oh my god.
in my mind, I'm gonna be like, trust me. I won't actually sacrifice you, but we gotta get in here. Play along.
Stop.
Regal and I pick each other.
The offering is only offered to one time. The rest of you will have your turns. Touch
It's not a package deal?
The,
Oh,
the
guys,
enemy.
I'm gonna say out loud, guys. I really need my body close to me. Do we just wanna go loud on this one?
They're shouting
So
like,
loud?
no! Are you kidding me? Do you see the show I'm putting on?
Are we drowning?
Just hang
Um,
on.
Is that the plan? Okay. But I can tell her what to do. You're gonna. Is that how the spell works? Because she's still under the fast friend spell.
You can
gonna
try
make
to
an.
give her a friendly suggestion. Yeah.
Okay, Shaylee,
So just make this one exception. Just like, but we're
Do this-
buds.
for your girl, Aurora. It would be so much quicker if we all just
Aurora.
made sacrifices together.
Bond if
You know, it's been a
But
long night. The quicker
script-
we get this done, the quicker we can dance.
The scriptures are very clear. We don't do it the way she has written. Not only will we not attain her blessing, we'll incur her wrath. She will not be robbed of hers, her wealth, her blood, or. I wish that I could bring you all back to see her glory, but alas, it shall not be.
I would say, sister, these are some really powerful individuals. I think if we're going to get a raise if we get this many sacrifices in one time.
Sister,
Right.
sister, what? Come here. Let me feel you.
Sister huddle. Let's huddle up.
All right, and she casts detect magic.
Oh, the
on
other
you.
sister's back.
Well, of course I'm magic. I'm a pit fiend.
Yes, but this will tell what kind of magic is going on.
Will it?
Yeah,
No,
you
Basic
learn
detect
no,
magic?
no,
Don't
no,
do
Basic-
it.
detect magic, and you learn
Tim,
its
get away,
school
get
of
away.
magic.
All
in
right, well-
Betty.
Well, I'm gonna grab our sister huddle together. Like, come on, Bessie, or whatever her name was.
And what?
Busy
is
and
that?
Nancy?
Come on
Is,
over.
A necromancy spell? Oh yeah, there's nothing necromantic about her. What is this? What is wrong with you? You carry the mark of necromancy. Who has hurt you, sister? I will save you.
I'm gonna lie and say, oh, what was her sister? Was her sister her brother, or the god's brother, Baphomet, or whatever it was?
Wait, I have notes.
Chrissy.
Their names are Tiamat and Paul.
Paul, Bhal.
Okay,
Paul's a
Tim
lot.
think Ball would be associated with necromancy, wouldn't she? He?
Ball is the god of murder.
Seems
Not
necromancy-ish.
Is Tiamat
Death?
meant necromancy at all?
No, that's the draconic god of vengeance. The seven-headed.
Okay, Tim's
draconic
gonna
god of
pull-
vengeance.
Tim's gonna pull from his religion and pull out a god of necromancy. Would Tim be able to know a god of necromancy off the top of his head?
Let's see. Death. Shar, the goddess of death and trickery.
Shar has his claw, her claws, his claws.
We'll go her.
Her
Let's go
claws deep
there.
in me.
Their claws.
I have a
Out there.
question. Is Arden still being held by Rashiva?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Arden has like gone completely limp and is just weeping. And you all laugh to yourselves. You chuckle at the idea that the snow cone is melting. Because Endra made the joke silently and telepathachly. So you guys all gotta chuckle out of that. She's just completely silent, numb, weeping.
All right.
I say Shar's got her claws deep in me.
Shaylee looks looks at you, then looks back.
I
Says,
need help.
"The sacrifice must wait. Sister, I will cleanse you." And then with 17 plus 4, 31. Does a 31 overcome armor class of 18? It does. So I need you to really quickly give me a Constitution saving throw.
Plus 13, so that's pretty good. Let me see what happens if
your
this creature dies.
statistics, except for intelligence.
Yeah, so I keep charisma, or I keep con. It's
No, you don't keep con. You keep
So-
intelligence, wisdom,
Yeah, I do.
wisdom, and charisma.
oh, sorry, no, I get it's con. I get it's
It's
con.
con. Plus 7.
No, it's con's plus 13 for saving throw.
Oh, you're absolutely right. You don't become paralyzed, but you are struck for a whopping 5 damage as she tries to paralyze you.
I say, ow.
Sister, do not fight me.
What?
Sleep.
I need help. I don't need damage. Tim's gonna guess yell. Are we going loud now?
Wait, I know what I can do. Cast Dispel Magic on you.
Oh no.
Tim counterspells that immediately.
Ender says you're blowing it.
She
Mentally.
counterspells your counterspell.
Telepathically.
I think we're gonna
I
have to
counterspell her
scratch this whole-
counterspell.
I think we're gonna go bad cop. I look at Bite.
So you
think we're
see
going-
these
I
two
think we're going
casting
back hop.
spells on each other.
We tried.
So can I try to grab my other sister and just bring us into a nice
Sure.
big hug? All right, I want to bring her over here. It's like, help me, sister. Come on.
Houston comes over.
All right, I'm gonna ask. Are you ready to drown them, Aurora?
Yeah.
Wait!
I'll-
Sorry.
I'll toss
What's the
Arden
signal?
out. You'll know the schedule, sigil, or signal, and then I
Okay.
cast Force Cage around all of us.
And what's Force Cage look like?
Are you sacrificing yourself? Okay.
Sacrificing. the
I'm
BT
sacrificing
thing.
her, not me.
Well, I mean, if you die, there's a chance you
Wait, you're-
die.
No, I don't die. I'm 100
Wait,
feet away
your
from.
soul just goes back to the jar?
No, my soul
Extra
goes back to the body.
Yeah. Okay.
Just so you know, if the host body dies while you're in it, the creature dies, and you must make a throw against your own spellcasting DC. That's the return of the container. If you die, or if otherwise you die.
Okay, wait. I guess I won't sacrifice myself then. Thank you, Dungeon Master. Can I take us 5 feet back and then put these two in a cage?
Sure.
All right, I
With-
put them in a cage.
With
Just-
Arden? Oh, okay.
Arden's
I
literally
just
like being held by Rashima.
Okay.
Okay, I tell Arden, get off me. You're fine.
Arden sinks into a puddle on the ground. Not a literal puddle. She's just still weeping because she 100% believed that Ender's gonna sacrifice her.
What? They cast their hands around. What is
okay,
this?
okay.
What is this?
Ultimate magic power. Aurora, if you please.
Yeah, hold on. I'm looking for it. Where the heck is it? Okay. Should I do a flood? A whirlpool?
Yeah, you should. Whatever will drown about 300 HP.
I don't know how to quantify this drowning though. I mean, I could like flood
How long
them
can you
and-
hold water? How long can you hold water in
for
something?
10 minutes, so I could hold them underwater, I guess, for 10 minutes.
How many times can you cast it? How many times can you
every
do that
10
in a row?
minutes? Every 10 minutes, I guess. A lot. For a long time.
Oh,
If I just use
I
up all
say
my
we just
spell
start-
slots.
I say we just start drowning them.
Okay.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's gonna look. Okay, spell wise, but I'm
So you're
basically gonna
casting
be
control
controlling.
water?
Yeah. So they're in a cage, so I would have to retrieve the water from the ocean.
Kind of water
Yeah,
bending
but
over on top
Keep
of them.
like
Shh. Okay.
yeah, pretty much like a whirlpool, just in it. Yeah, in them, like they're.
I think that's totally fine.
Anyways, okay.
You start filling this cage with water, and it starts
waterboard
flowing
them?
out. But they're just completely. You hear gurgling and burbling, rattling, the occasional screech and gasp for air.
This is probably so traumatic to watch.
It
Them just
it is
slowly
extremely horrifying as they slowly drown.
Oh,
Really
Shaylee.
quickly.
I
Is the
look
music still
away.
playing?
I cannot watch.
Uh,
I'm a cat. I had some siblings, and when we
Uh-huh.
were very little, there was an occurrence near the farm that involved
Oh.
some drowning. So I'm not gonna watch this whole thing. I'm just
you
gonna
reveal
turn
that to
around.
us telepathically.
Yeah,
It's very vulnerable. I respect
Yeah.
that.
and
We're
also
hearing about-
verbally, so Regal knows.
Hey Tim, what is your spell save DC?
18.
All right, cool. Thank you.
If she tries to teleport, I'm counterspelling that shit.
You really can't see what she's doing because she's being doused by spray of water.
I thought it was just like a block of water just held there.
No,
Oh, is she
unfortunately,
still
that's not what
naked?
control
I forgot
water
about
is
that.
doing.
Yeah, she's butt ass naked.
Hmm.
This is also how my siblings died, butt ass naked.
Yeah, so
in
you can
water.
either make a flood or you make giant waves. So I'm kind of letting you have a little bit of flavor.
Okay.
Instead of a wave, it's like a giant, basically, arc of water that's constantly going onto them, right?
Okay. Hmm.
Is that what you were saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
I know the only way to get out of there is a teleportation spell. So if you knew that teleportation was happening, he would try to counterspell it. That's it.
Okay. Give me a passive perception. What is your passive perception?
Perception's based on wisdom. Passive is 12. Can I
why
let
don't
everyone
you
else
do-
know? Like, if you see anything funky, let me know.
I have a high passive perception. Although I'm busy with the spell, I guess. But
Or, but I mean, just because
Okay.
you're concentrating doesn't mean you can't watch.
mine's 19.
Andrew's is 11. And also, she's distracted because she's trying to soothe Arden.
You do notice that she's trying to mutter, but it's verbal, and she keeps drowning, and she can't make the right sound because she's drowning. So never mind.
Is she breathing in the water when she's?
Yeah, she was trying to cast Dimension Door, but she can't get
Expedite
the
the
words out.
process.
So
This is so graphic.
My
Bite is
God.
just like
As they-
not in a good place right now.
after a few seconds, it transitions from them
Oh,
them,
Shaylee.
crying and screaming and gargling to them beating each other, trying to get out. You see Bess turn around and start wailing on Shaylee as she just loses her mind and begins to panic, beating the bars, beating Shaylee, moving every way. Shaylee reverts to her lich form and starts to try to bash her way out, casting every spell she can against the walls that she can actually mean to. And eventually, she lashes out, hits Bess, and Bess becomes paralyzed, falls flat on the ground, and you watch her just fill with water, and she can't get out. The look of horror in her eyes, as her eyes widen, and then slowly the life drains from them. Cassie. With a last cry, Shaylee looks at you and gurgles, "Mistress, avenge me." She also falls dead, glassy-eyed,
You see
staring.
a tiny
right-
smile.
Her glassy eyes staring right at Aurora.
You see a tiny smile on Tim / Assy, whatever her name is, his face.
I need a
Endra
drink
and
after
Arden
this.
look up at Rashiba, Tim,
Oh
Just-
yeah,
Rassi. What-
Rassi claps her strong, muscular, non featherbone hands and says, "In Infernal, that was a great success." And you hear in your mind Tim saying, Tim says the same thing.
Endra and Arden say in perfect unison, "What the actual fuck?" Lots of emphasis on fuck.
Oh,
Look
wow.
over at Guava Shorts, and he's
Um,
actually taking notes.
Oh,
Tim wants to come
God.
compare. Tim goes over to
Man of
compare
science.
notes.
Always a researcher to the end.
Yeah.
Tim is
And he
muttering
looks,
next
he looks up
to.
at Aurora. Aurora, was that taxing to cast for that long? Tell me, what did it feel like
Yeah,
watching them die
How long
from
did
your
I
water?
cast for?
I'm gonna say about 6 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, so just one spell slot.
Yeah.
How did it feel? How were you able to
definitely need
maintain
to-
concentration while they screamed? Tell me.
I just honestly thought of all the doom that was gonna happen if the mistress wins, and
Was it
it had
hard
to
for
be
you to
done,
drown the
and-
person you made your friend?
I'm just gonna go silent and just like go out. I need a
Tim's gonna
second.
say, "Do you want to do that again sometime?"
I just need a second, and I'm gonna walk away.
That episode got dark fast.
Yeah. Tim turns to Guavi like, "That was
Yeah.
great,
From
right?"
disco balls to drowning victims, like, ugh.
Yeah.
That's a fun title.
Watching them drown.
I really didn't see it going this way. I thought we were all just having a fun time.
It's when
Mm.
we started drowning people. It's when we started drowning creatures. Listen, I have had a bad experience. Okay.
I mean, honestly, I think. I mean, it had to be done. Maybe not by drowning, but that's just kind of the avenue that we chose. And I feel like in the future we should talk about this more, because that was a lot less clean than I thought, and I didn't know about Bite's trauma.
Yeah. Well, I
However-
hate water.
That's true.
Go
And
ahead.
there's like,
What?
I kind of wanted to know some special secrets, so we're shit out of luck on that front now.
You hear a little burble and as water comes out of Shaylee's mouth and a little air bubble pops, and her chest just kind of sags down.
Oh.
Ah!
Oh, I
Um,
thought she was alive. Okay.
Tim is like, "But that was great, right?" Tim is obviously giddy about this and does not
Uh-huh.
understand everyone else's feelings on the manor. He's like, that was pretty good, right?"
It was something.
Like,
Oh, so are you still in? Okay, you're still in.
yeah, I'm still a
Lizzie's
demon.
body?
Yeah, I'm still a demon.
Well, I guess we should, I don't know, search their bodies, see if there's any. I
Yeah,
don't know,
can we make sure they're
notes
dead?
that-
We probably should make sure they're dead.
The big red X's kind of indicate they're definitely dead.
Yeah, but
Okay.
they don't see the big red X's.
They're very clearly dead.
Uh,
But you're welcome to check, please, by all
Uh,
means.
As I said, go to defile the corpse of Shaylee.
They're still in the
Um,
Are
cage.
you defiling her with your taint?
No, Endra looks on horrified and is like, "Come on! Not even I would cross that line. What's wrong with you?"
Aurora, are you rolling investigation on the bodies?
yeah. Hold on. Wow.
Tim will too.
Right.
Nice.
On the body of the dead lich, you find some spell
Oh, it was a
components.
lich?
Yeah, it was a lich.
Jesus.
You find some spell components, a small pouch that holds a small sum of 120,000 gold, and
Oh, what?
Say,
120,000.
yeah.
roll that back.
Oh my god.
Where did she have that?
In a pouch that seems like it just has no bottom.
Tim wants that.
Wait,
And
I found it. Wait, I'm the only one searching,
Yeah.
so they don't know that I found
Well,
this stuff,
I'm-
right?
so
I
both
rolled
of you
investigation.
rolled investigation, but since Aurora's was higher, I'm gonna say she found that bag first.
Okay.
And
That's
then you also found a key.
Okay.
Where was she keeping those?
Wait, she's
pouches.
naked.
When she
Oh,
reverted back to her lich form, she suddenly had a pouch on her body.
Oh.
You found these
okay.
in the clothes that she left on the ground.
Was it up? Okay.
I just want to say that I like that I did so much work to diffuse this situation.
That's Endra put on the show of her life. Endra and Regal were just like
Tried our best.
performing like no
Right.
one's fucking business, trying to create a peaceful resolution here and get some more intel.
And you almost
And-
had it.
I know.
If you went in there, she was gonna show you how to make a sacrifice to the goddess.
I was so ready.
What?
It's okay.
Oh, I thought
Why
it was
did
bad
like
to-
what?
No,
why
I
did
thought
would
it
you
was
guys
bad
think
to
that was
split
a
up.
trick?
Well, because we were gonna
If
split
I-
up, and then
You think it's bad to
Yeah,
split up because Regal always splits us up, and then Regal does some wild shit. Why would make you think that Endra's gonna do some wild shit when she splits off?
I
She
had to go
literally
with
said,
you.
"I got
couldn't.
this."
I had to
And-
stay with horse body.
For the record, that would have been within 100.
Oh shit.
but that's okay. It's
Can
where
we
we
die?
are now.
Can we
So,
go back to-
Aurora, you
can I
happen
go
to
back in
find
time?
what is called a bag of holding. That bag of holding is 20,000 gold. And you also find a key.
Bro, we got a bag of holding.
You got a bag of holding.
Hold on to that shit.
Oh, who's
Okay.
holding?
The
Okay, I'm
bag.
gonna
I can hold if no one else wants to.
tenderly put it away in my. Actually, yeah, you. I don't know. I feel bad for like traumatizing you. So, can I give you my
It's
bag of
this is my
holding?
consolation prize. The
Yeah,
bag of
pretty
holding.
much. Sorry about
Um,
uprooting some childhood
Ender
trauma.
hollers, can I
Here
at
you go.
least? Ender hollers like, can I at least see if that key opens the door? I thought I was gonna get to go in there anyway. The least you can do is let me do the
The
honors.
door
I'm
to
gonna
the
tell
shrine is
everyone
locked.
like,
It
hey,
has a lock on it.
maybe
We're gonna
maybe
find
we
out.
should wait because I feel like there's gonna be more people here.
You think we made a scene?
I think we should get rid of. I think we should get rid of the
You
evidence.
drowned 2 creatures for several minutes until they died. After they had a sing-off, and there was a dance party. Yeah, I think you made a scene.
Regal is gonna walk over to
Okay.
Tim and just nod at him and be like, respect, and he's gonna drop the short sword in his hollow or solid hand.
Tim stares at this.
This
Demon Tim stares at the gem.
this
Just
sword is not
affixed
just
by
any
it.
sword. It's a beautiful sword. The blade itself is made out of something like akin to onyx, pitch black, right, darker than the night. Being down it in serpentine fashion, red strip glass. That's a gold cross bracer and gold and silver inlay on the hilt that leads down to, which is intertwined with that red stripe, which leads all the way down to this large red stone in the pommel.
I added it onto your character, Hunter.
Awesome, sweet. Tim's gonna put it with his actual body.
Oh, that's
What you guys doing?
Oh,
Robin
I'm gonna
Shorts is
do.
slowly walking around these buildings, taking notes on their structure.
Yeah.
Got a question.
Um,
How long are we
What,
playing
we-
tonight?
Till 10?
Oh, I didn't know we played that. Okay, sorry.
Isn't that when we usually stop?
yes. Quick
Okay.
question.
My bad.
Brandon. I was trying to add it to Hunter's thing, but for some reason, Soulstone stuff is not showing up.
Part of the campaign. I will try to add that while other people are asking their questions and stuff.
Yeah, I'll just I'll post it in the roll 20 for you, Hunter, in the interim.
okay, thanks. So we should probably get rid of the bodies.
Yeah.
Does
So
anybody have
Regal is
like some
going
way to
to
detect
turn.
life or anything?
I'm gonna see if they're alive.
I was just gonna let you know generally that it feels like there's enough space in the little encampment for 3.
Oh.
Are
I
they
just-
dead?
They're definitely dead. Oh, they're dead or dead.
Okay, I'm gonna sunburst them and burn them to
What?
smoldering.
Why don't we just throw them in the ocean?
Yeah, I
And
feel
they're
like that's way
demons. They're
more
resistant
discreet.
to fire.
And they're
Are they?
soaking wet.
Let's just throw them in the ocean
I
with
rolled
rocks.
I have
Yeah.
a question, Brandon.
Uh,
So my super bouncy ball that I have. So if per se Tim were to, I don't know, go up like 300 feet, like dragging the corpses with the bouncy ball attached, and then drop them, would the bouncy ball have enough momentum to, like,
Put them in the atmosphere.
yeah?
Isn't it just a regular bouncy ball? And they were just
No.
like marketing it as super?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, never mind.
It's bouncing heavy.
It's not big enough. Like their body would hit the rest of the ground too. So, I think so. It's like dropping a sack of flour on a ball. It just kind of.
If I let the snake out of the can, could I fit them in the can?
No. I really don't think too many people travel out to the Shrine of Eternal Night.
Okay,
Let's
I'm gonna
just
pick up both of
throw them
them.
in the ocean.
I'm gonna just throw them into the ocean.
I just want to remind everyone that while that spectacle, that ghastly, horrific drowning spectacle was going on, that Tim's lifeless body was draped over the back of Aurora the whole time, just adding to the just
Not-
true
It's
It's
terror
not
of it
lifeless.
all.
It's soulless.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, Tim's
like-
unconscious body was draped over Aurora's back.
If you poke his eye, he
That's not
blinks.
great. Oh,
Ew!
that's fine.
So would you say that Tim was resting on a badonkadonk?
Would.
And if you put your
He was.
fingers in his crusty eye socket, he doesn't really enjoy it.
Okay. Endra and Aurora have had enough of this. They're very stressed out and like
I feel like we should have a story in case
Sad.
we see more of them.
Yeah. Well, I rolled a 20 of perception, so I was curious, like, if we are sensing anything around us.
After
do we
as
hear
the
anything?
sounds of drowning faded and the water slowly trickles back, carrying their last life's breath to the ocean, the only sounds you hear around you are the sounds of crickets, small animals chittering, an occasional bird. Conspicuously absent is the sound of crackling or snapping that you would hear from a fire, even though you hear it on this sound set. I forgot to turn it off. You don't hear sound of fire that you'd expect to hear with torches all around you. Instead, a low
Okay.
hum fills the area. Low hum that's
Is-
very familiar by now.
Is this a door?
It is a door.
Interesting, because I can see through it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I
it's
thought-
not a closed door. The wooden doors they're slightly rotted. You can see through them, and they definitely aren't locked. They're kind of swaying very gently in the breeze.
I open the doors.
But Regal's gonna do that with.
so was Aurora.
Oh,
Everyone opens the doors.
all
Oh.
of us
If you're
open the
opening
doors
make sure
together.
your token is by the door, please.
that bite.
I'm gonna ask Wabi if he's seeing anything interesting.
Yes. I found books. I love books. Books.
Books.
Oh,
Yes.
books on the ground.
No, in this building.
Looks unbroken.
As you guys all open the door to the shrine, inside you see, you see this. You see three. Anybody who wants to go in can, but you see in the center of this giant stone room, a large brazier full of that same purple flame. But here it looks less like a flame, more like just magic emanating out and dissipating into the air. Three gigantic statues of dark forms stand towering above you, carved from some black stone that looks like it smooth as velvet. The center stands a grand lady, and to each side, beautiful men wearing crowns. Their hands are extended out towards you. On either side of the room, you see these wooden staircases that reach up about to the level of the hands. Another staircase here, a ladder, actually. Ladder looks like it's actually tall enough to reach to the head, or about maybe the head level of the statues. And over here, you see it looks like a stone box.
Ooh.
Regal try and place a bloodstone in one of the statue's hands.
Testing.
And go ahead.
Like, oh,
Regal,
what's that?
are you climbing up the ladder to look at the hands?
Yeah, I'm just gonna place one of the bloodstones.
Which
there.
statue? Because these stairs and ladders all move. They're all mobile.
I'll go to the right one.
Right one?
This
Okay,
hand
so-
specifically.
As you climb up right here, and you look into the hand, it looks like the hand has some scratches and scuffs in the stone. And in those scratches, you see it look like maybe flakes of gold and silver. As you place the
Endra
bloodstone in it,
investigates this hand, sorry.
that hand.
My bad.
As you climb up and look at that hand, it looks like it's crusted in dried blood.
So
Tracks. Okay.
in the hand that I saw, can I drop like 50 gold and 50 silver into it?
Yeah, you place 50 gold and 50 silver in the hand.
Endra ushers Arden over and asks her to extend her hand. We both climb up on the ladder. We're petite. We're gonna slice Arden's hand and dribble some
Oh.
blood in there.
And some
While
blood
they're
falls on
doing
the
that,
hand.
Regal is moving the ladder over to the left hand.
Okay. So the blood pools in the hand.
Cool. We climb down from the ladder. And I kiss her hand.
Oh, I guess I can see both hands if I put the ladder over here.
You can see both hands of the ladder right there.
Okay.
And
what's
moves
the-
the other
again,
ladder
you
over to this
see
one.
This hand looks like it has scratches, flakes of precious metals. This hand, dried encrusted blood. Same as see here. It looks like all of them, the right hands look like they're dried encrusted blood. The left ones have.
Tim's gonna suggest if we need more blood, I can go fish those two out of the ocean.
And there's
Regal's
like-
just gonna cut his
Kim, can I use your
his-
blood?
Yeah, it's not mine. Sure.
Regal's just gonna cut his palm and like let the blood drip down onto that one, and then put 50 gold and 50 silver in the other hand.
Andrea does her own
Tim's
blood in this one and puts a single platinum. I don't know, just for the hell of it.
Tim's
in
gonna go
this
up
one.
and give like. So you think like a whole arm or?
Oh, I was
I cut off-
thinking on the back, your body, on the back of my.
Oh no, that's
Can I
off
take
limits.
some
But
So at
this one's on a loner.
At this point,
Uh,
each statue has blood and coins,
Oh.
correct?
I'm gonna investigate the stone
Oh.
for any sort of like clues as to how we should participate with these
We kind of just
statues.
jumped right into.
It actually looks like it's a box, and as you lift the lid, you see it is full of round stone discs about the size of the size and diameter of your fist. Each one of them has carved into it a different shape. You see stars, moons, you see trees, you see fish, you see birds.
Okay, I'm immediately gonna get into the box because I
Oh.
cannot resist.
Perfect.
So I'm in the box, and so I start just sort of handing the things out to someone and be like, "Hey, I think we're supposed to use these,
Oh,
I'm gonna talk to Guab. Like, what are
Possibly.
you finding out there, bud?
possibly on statues,
Yes.
maybe."
Well, I found what might be an excerpt of a religious text of some sort. Yes. Should all end up.
Keep going, bud.
I don't
Oh,
feel like
damn,
reading it,
it's
so it's gonna go
cursive.
in everyone's inventories. Yeah, it's in cursive.
Damn it.
Oh man.
For those of
handmaiden
you at
fail.
home, I guess I will read it out loud because I'm.
You want me to
generous.
do it?
You can read it if you don't
You're
want to read
welcome
it.
to.
Yeah. Liv,
Can-
go ahead. Liv.
Okay. You hear Endra and Arden reading creepy unison.
Come and play with us, Danny.
Oh God. No.
Blessed be they whom shall hear the words that she hath spoken unto them. For they who hearken unto her words and act in faith in her name, the same shall carry her blessing forth as a harbinger of eternal night, and shall shine as a sun in the firmament, their brightness eclipsing that of the stars from whence they came. But woe be unto they who approach her with greed in their hearts, for them she shall utterly destroy. For while she delighteth in avarice, lo, she abideth not, being the subject thereof. Lo, into her mouth shall she taketh the flame of the night, and from her maw shall flow the fires of her vengeance. Verily, they who would offer up unto her hands a sacrifice, even of blood and of prosperity, and would feed her of the heavens, lo, even they shall see the doors to many truths opened unto him. Woe be unto them who thinkest to take
Continues on.
or oh,
I just wanted to make sure that.
I don't
I'm
have
gonna
an-
suggest maybe hold off on the sacrificing part for a second.
Well,
Okay,
the hands are
Endra's
full of
gonna-
blood and
Wait.
coin already.
Can we hear? Can you
Just
hear
gonna
the
point
rest
out-
of it?
Hey,
That was it.
Endra's gonna point out that the note she just read, that a lot of the words are like in a substantially darker ink.
I would just like to one thing, since the hands are full of blood and the mouth of the
Uh-huh.
center statues
No. Okay.
until it's about
Is
the
it
size of your
basilisk?
fist.
Oh, God.
Okay,
Tim, bring your fake corpse.
Let's pause here
No.
for a second.
And stick your fake corpse hand in.
No.
Endra and Arden yell in unison, wait, and then they start reading in unison the words that are in bold. Just no context whatsoever. They're just reading the bold words, so you guys know what the bold words are. Sun, greed, utterly destroy, not, hands, blood, prosperity, feed, heavens, open unto them. That's it.
We rearrange those.
unigram.
Andrew and I know, like, hell, why not?
Can I roll investigation for any sun or moon logos in the room?
Logos.
I can just
Oh,
tell you that
okay.
there are some on these things that I'm in the box in.
Cool.
Yes, bite. You actually see several different things, like I said, sun, moon, tree, fish,
Ooh.
flower. Tons
And
of
like I
Tim's
can
gonna-
see Regal like with his head sort of there at the box, and I kind of just swipe with my paw really fast, and then I go back down and I look at the things and I just start like handing them up. But he can't come in my box. You cannot get in here.
God damn it, Sam.
Andrew says, "Lo, under her mouth shall she taketh the flame of the night." It's like that sounds like stars, right, y'all? Homies? We got stars.
We do.
Tim's gonna ask Wabi. He's gonna talk to Wabi about the torches because those seem important. He's gonna talk to them about how they kind of don't exist at all. There's empty space,
Yes.
and what he thinks of all that.
This reminds me of the portals that we've seen, the anchors as they were. They brought energy from another place and took energy from here to deliver there. These seem to be very similar, but just channeled differently.
Think we should play with them?
Sorry, I want to know what happens to Aurora when she tried to investigate.
Yeah.
It was Aurora investigating again?
I was trying to investigate whether there's sun or moon.
Logos is what you
Two.
said.
Around the room
logos,
itself.
but I got a 1.
Around the room itself, you were looking really hard, and as you're looking at stuff, you end up bumping your head against the ladder that, or the part of the folds of the statue, and as you step back, some dust falls out. The folds of the cloak of the statue. Some dust hits your eye, and you look up, and a drop of blood hits you right in the eye. It's really unpleasant.
Oh my god, am I gonna get 8? Okay.
Yeah,
they're your
probably.
party
You have
members,
AIDS
so-
now. That's the title. You have
Endra's?
AIDS now.
You have D&D.
Aurora has AIDS now.
Let's see. Well, with a
Yep.
nat 20, yeah, you have AIDS. I'm sorry. I'm kidding. You don't have AIDS.
Thanks,
Oh my
Thanks.
god.
thanks, Doc.
Just like that.
Don't worry, it's not a death
Have
sentence
cure wounds?
anymore.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, but
beat
this
it,
is
so
like-
can you.
It
Yeah,
is
but I don't know what
incidental.
year this is. I know. I don't
You're not
think
getting AIDS.
we have a
You're
cure for
fine.
AIDS yet. Okay.
Hey, just be happy there's only Mormons in Citadel and not oh god, who are the people that knock on your door?
Jehovah's Witnesses. Well, I mean, we
Yeah,
do it too.
Jehovah's
Huh?
Witnesses.
We do
Yeah.
it too.
To
but
a
we
lesser
don't, we don't
degree.
stick our foot into your door if you try to close it. So
Yes, but Jehovah Witnesses cannot have blood transfusions.
that is true.
Tim's gonna pick up one of these
Oh,
torches.
crap.
There is
Okay.
a Jewish bioethics class offered at UW. Shameless plug for UW, I guess. I don't know. We go there and work there. But there's a Jewish bioethics class taught there by my Hebrew professor where there's a really interesting discussion about how in Israel, which is a country with obviously a law based in Jewish historical precedent.
It is?
Shocker.
Aw.
I know. It is. The law is different there regarding blood transfusion because it's based on Jewish historical principle, and you cannot not give someone a blood transfusion for any reason. Like if they require a blood transfusion, no matter what kind of objection they might have to it, they must receive it. And the same goes for any other kind of life-saving care, regardless of any ethical objection that they have to it. Anyway,
Interesting.
Jewish fact of the day.
Okay.
That was
so,
Jew Facts with Endra.
Jew Facts with Andra. Tune
Well, I
in
guess
next
with Liv.
week at this
Jew Facts
time
with Liv.
for.
All right.
So okay, are we okay? What are we doing? Are
What are
we
you doing?
solving this puzzle before we break? Or
I would like that. You guys are so
not?
close. Tim,
Yeah.
when you grab a torch,
Oh, okay.
it continues to be a torch with fancy purple
Oh,
light.
that's not fair.
Can I poke like a bug or something with it and see what happens to the bug?
It comes out covered in ectoplasm.
Andra,
Oh,
What?
huh.
read the
Arden.
letter again.
Yeah, you got it. It's in handouts.
Like
the whole-
Cliff
whole thing or
Cliff's
the-
note. No, Cliff's notes version. Because I just need to know.
Blessed be they, blah blah blah. Harbinger of eternal night shall shine as a sun in the firmament.
I
firmament.
got moons in here. I got moons. I got
Okay.
moons.
Moon's over my hand.
Shall
Oh, eclipsing. Oh.
I'm reading.
Okay, sorry.
Shall
sorry.
shine
got
as
suns?
shall shine as a sun in the firmament, their brightness eclipsing that of the stars from whence they came.
I got stars.
Woe be unto they who approach her with greed in their hearts. So you think ungreedy thoughts. She shall utterly destroy. Blah blah blah. She doesn't want to be punked. Low under her mouth. Stick that flame of the night in her maw.
Star in the mouth. Got it.
Real quick, the last part there says, even of blood and of prosperity, and would feed her of the heavens. Is that right?
Fish?
But we're feeding them stars.
Why
So
Yeah,
how
it's
about we
fish,
just?
right?
Why don't we just try these star ones, y'all? And I hands the star ones to Regal to hand out to the people next to the.
how many open mouths are there?
Just the one. And the
3,
statue.
right?
Just one open
Oh.
mouth. and
Oh,
a
okay.
statue.
So just put the stars in that mouth.
Yeah.
So Regal's
How
gonna
many
try
stars?
that real quick. He's just gonna put a star in her mouth. Does anything happen?
The mouth slowly closes around the stone, and you hear a crunch.
Chomp.
The eyes flash purple, and everything in the hands disappear.
Okay, Regal is going to reapply gold and silver to each of the hands. So
Eat the sun.
150
That-
gold, 150
Does that
silver.
say
Andrew's-
propriety or prosperity?
Prosperity. Ender's bloody hand. She dribbles it all over. Honestly, there's just blood splatter everywhere.
Okay, so Endra does that, and
It's like a horror movie,
And
just
all the hands again.
Blood.
And then let me look at the note again.
I
How
mean, sun
about
is
a
the only
sun?
one that's in
Open.
bold. Yeah. So I feel
Yeah.
like sun.
Here, try a sun one.
Okay, I'll put a sun one in after we've reapplied blood and coin.
Okay.
As you put the medallion of the sun into her mouth slowly closes. You
Uh-huh.
don't hear a crunch. The eyes once again flash purple. Everything disappears out of the hands, and that magic flame in the center fills the room and then quiets back down. Right here, grinding of stone. See a small the floor open up to its stairwell descending.
It's a secret passage.
It is, and I'm not gonna put it on here, but you guys will all. Anybody who is choosing to go down the stairway will move on to the next area. Is there anybody not going down the stairs?
Okay, I have to be honest. I'm really tempted to just stay in this box and take a nap, but I'm going to follow. No.
Regal's gonna
I'm gonna
drink some
go.
more potions and then head down the stairs.
Should
Should
we
we-
rest?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, I'm not gonna drink any more potions.
Can we? Do you think we could rest?
Should we rest
here?
for a long time?
Mm,
I could rest in this box forever.
Is there any
Stay
indication
lost
that
in
this
box.
will
I feel like we're really
close
loud.
if we don't go into it?
I can put us in a tiny hut that no one
Andrew
else
and
can get into.
Aurora, they were about to volunteer to keep watch because they don't need a rest, but that would be cool too.
Just give me 11 minutes.
Wait, I need to rest off this trauma. I don't know why Andrew's talking.
I need
for
to
me.
rest off this
Goodness.
trauma too. I just want to stay in my box alone. Maybe with
Another
another
short rest.
like furry individual, that would be okay, like for warmth. But
I'm very warm. I don't think I
yeah.
can fit in the box though.
No.
Just give me 11 minutes. I need to rest off this trauma was my motto for like all of Power School. Like my whole military experience was actually just give me 11 minutes. I need to rest.
I feel like that should be a title, but that would be way too long to actually type into the title box.
Give me 11 minutes to rest off this trauma. No, I can totally make that work.
No, but in the actual YouTube, you'll need 100 characters.
Yeah, we already had to do some
Oh.
stuff for episode
Maybe
2.
we can do an abbreviated one for the YouTube that's just like give me 11 minutes or
11 minutes for trauma.
We'll figure it out. If that's what you guys vote on, I'll make it work. All right, so I'm hearing we're taking a rest.
If we make it a long one, I can get
I
2
mean-
spell slots back. A very high level.
It would be nice to have spell slots back.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm a
Well,
cat.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can sleep for a while.
it really would be nice to have spell slots back, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Regal
But
can.
you don't get one.
Oh, bummer. Do we get a short
No,
rest at least?
everyone else gets spell slots back. Aurora's just always gonna be a short one, and I'm never gonna let her
Yeah,
get
but
it.
it's like a level 1, and it was worth it. I don't know. I was being a good captain. I was being true to my character.
You were. Love that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did I give you
Regal
inspiration for
will-
that, by the way?
Mhm.
I don't think
Regal
You
will
should.
meditate
but I'll take it.
I think I meant to.
semi-consciously for this.
Okay.
What was
I'll
that,
go
Regal?
ahead and put an arc.
Regal, what were you saying?
I'm just gonna be in trance, so I can watch while I'm doing.
You do
this
the
as
half
well.
rest thing that you do. Yeah.
One eyeball
Yeah.
open, one eyeball closed.
Tim's gonna go ahead and put an arcane eye outside of the tot before everyone goes in, so you have like an outside view.
Arcane.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything with your jar? That's just still
I'm
sitting
gonna
there
keep-
by the rubble.
I'll bring it in to the tot with us.
Probably a
You know,
great
I don't want
idea.
anyone to find that jar.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't want wild crocodile to come grab it.
No. If it, yeah, jar is coming inside with us.
Great. Well, then with that, you guys settle in for your rest, and we'll call that for the night since we're a few minutes over time. But before we go, I want to say thank you first to Roll20 Beyond for the tabletop experience that we have here digitally, and for all the rule books and character sheets and all the fun stuff. I'd like to say thank you to Sirenscape for the cool sound sets that we're listening to. Eventually, I'll make new ones and they'll actually sound fresh and just stop repeating. I've been using them all the time. Also say thank you to who else do I thank, guys? I'm tired.
You should thank.
Drowning
let's
victims.
see, Joey Rubens.
Of course, anybody who wastes
Any
their life watching
viewers.
us. I always thank the viewers
Mhm.
because you guys make this a little bit more fun, and by a little bit I mean a lot. And of course, I want to throw a big thank you to UW and the VA because that's how I always usually start it, and of course my players because thanks, you guys don't suck. This was a really interesting session, and it turned out pretty deep,
Yeah.
except for the murder by drowning. And with that,
Like to
What-
thank the
Why
Shava.
is
goddess of
murder
misfortune.
by drowning worse
Because
than
you're
murder
with
by
it.
hacking to death?
Because
You
you, have
guys
a
made it-
ca- You have a cat.
and it took
And
6
because
it-
minutes.
You guys made it so graphic, and you didn't have to because we were gonna get her to open the door for us.
It's all good. It doesn't
But then
matter.
we
It's
probably would
fine.
eventually. Okay, she opens the door for us. I feel like we would eventually need to kill her.
Yeah.
Brandon, do we get our long
Maybe.
rest?
Yes,
Do you
get
want
a
us
long
to do that
rest.
before the next time? Okay.
Yes, before your next time, please go ahead and give yourselves a long rest. And speaking of long rest, everyone else, have a great night and enjoy your long rest.